Ladies and gentlemen, we are reaching, if we're not already there, we are reaching incredibly dangerous levels. I have never seen a show so bad, a show so embarrassing, a show so boring since the Vincent Kennedy McMahon days of late 2019 Monday Night Raw. I don't know, folks. I don't know how. I don't know how this writing team put this shit on a piece of paper and handed it over to Tony Khan, and they put their stamp of approval on this one. Maybe I'm not a sicko anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the OTS venue. I'll be drinking inside my mother's basement. And on this Wednesday night, because I know Tony had a couple of them, I gotta ask, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for January 29th, 2025. I am your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on this Wednesday night, wherever you may be, joined by the one and only Jesse the Shot-Town Smart. But Wednesday night was my favorite night of the week, man. Holy shit. We got 3 bombs before we even serve a fucking drink in the venue, man. We got Jason Barker with a $100 super chat. Billy Bomb comes in with a $100 super chat. And how could we forget our guy, Adam Casper, with a $100 super chat. Oh, my goodness, man. Another round of applause. Oh, my goodness. Jason Barker with a $100 super chat earlier in the stream. He says, and I quote, "Count this towards the draw. Unlike AEW, we have a draw. You cannot awake me because I'm asleep. Please, someone awake me. This shit is exhausting." He rewrote Red Skies for an AEW remix. Thank you, Jason Barker. And we got Billy, as always. Thank you, brother. What's up, JD and Jesse? I'll be going to the February 19th Dynamite in Phoenix after my birthday, and I might just for the fuck of it run into the ring and get arrested for a ratings pop. LOL. And then Adam Casper says, "Happy Wednesday, JD, Jesse, and everyone. I did not watch a single second of Dynamite. LOL. Denver at New York Knicks was awesome to watch earlier, and I'm enjoying a twisted tea right now. Hopefully CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble on Saturday night." Gentlemen, thank you very much for all of your supports. The Rumble pool is still ongoing, which each one of these fine gentlemen have 10 entries into the OTS Rumble pool. Jesse, what is going on, brother?
What's good, my man? How you feel?
I feel like shit, man. I'm ready for bed already. I was sleeping midway through the Will Ospreay Brian Cage match tonight, man. I don't even know where to begin, bro.
This was the most invigorating Dynamite we have ever seen. Ooh,
You were invigorated. That's a new one.
That didn't even feel right coming off my tongue, man. I tried.
I don't know how anybody's invigorated watching this show. I don't even think the people working there want to be a part of this show. I don't know how you could. This show is fucking terrible.
Oh, my God.
Legitimately fucking terrible. I'm looking at this $1,500 camera I'm looking at right now. I hope you all look at me, man. It's fucking terrible. You should be fucking ashamed of yourselves. Every single one of you. Fucking ridiculous.
Oh, man.
I don't even know where to begin, man. I gotta calm down, man, before my blood pressure gets a little high. But we haven't even started yet, man. I'll let you lead the charge like we usually do, man. What the fuck? Where the fuck do we even begin, bro? Where do we start?
So, let's start with Will Ospreay. Ospreay came out, right? Kenny came out. That happened.
It happened. I don't know why I care that it happened, but it happened.
It happened. We getting Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega. We have to find out if they can coexist, right? I mean, that's where we're going. I mean, MJF was there. Lots of stuff happened. MJF was there. Jeff Jarrett is MJF's future right now, and
Wheeler Yuta wrestled a fucking 20
Wheeler
minutes.
Yuta wrestled
20 minutes against Jay White.
Woo!
I don't know how Mobile, Alabama stayed awake. I don't.
Woo! Man, it's a grind, man. It's a grind. Just wait till you see what I get for you in a little bit. You'll be shocked, man.
But JD, the feeling is restored, man.
I'm going to cheer you up very soon.
I gotta read this. This was This was very cute. Listen, me and Sap, this has nothing to do with Sap. It doesn't. I squashed whatever happened with Sap. We went our separate ways. We don't mention each other's platforms, but I'm going to mention the report that his platform put out. It has nothing to do with Sap, but it's Fightful in general. Listen, you ain't outsmarting nobody over on Jimmy Van and whoever runs fucking Fightful, man. Absolutely, they have the biggest push, the biggest narrative to just spew positivity when there is none in regards to AEW. AEW, Tony Khan absolutely has Fightful in his pocket for moments like this. I want to go back to Saturday, and I'm sure Jesse's got a very funny and well-written Collision Corner out there. I didn't watch it. I just watched the Toni Storm segment. That's all I really cared about. There was a lot going on last weekend that I really couldn't be bothered with. You know, everybody was ranting and raving about AEW Collision. Oh, it was a better show than Saturday Night's Main Event. Oh, it was a great show. Oh, the feeling is restored. You got to go and watch it, JD. Everybody's ranting and raving about how great Collision was. Then there's a report that comes out on, I believe, Monday, or it might have been Sunday going into Monday. The report read, Tony Khan has been more in the weeds creatively lately. Now, the last time we heard in the weeds, Vince McMahon was described about not being in the weeds all that much, even though we all knew he was fucking back and running the program in the midst of his sexual allegations. So that was a complete bullshit narrative. Tony has been more in the weeds creatively as of late. So everybody ranted and raved that this Collision on Saturday was one of the best shows that they put on in the very short lifespan of AEW Collision. Do you want to know why a report like that went out? Two reasons. Number one, Toni Storm and Mariah May had a critically acclaimed segment, according to the wrestling fan base on social media. So when Tony sees all of this positivity, he has to stamp his name of approval as the guy who leads creative, because when something like that happens, he needs to let everybody know that he is completely in charge of writing the show. Like, we all know Tony's in the fucking weeds. Nothing gets on television without Tony Khan's approval. We all know this. But Fightful put out that report, even though we all knew it, just for Tony Khan to say to them, hey, can you put in a couple of good words to me over here? That's exactly what they did. Of course he wanted his name out there. Secondly, Tony Khan has been more creatively in the weeds. This is a bullshit narrative. I think Sap actually made a typo. He wasn't in the weeds. He was on weed, because I don't know how this show tonight was fucking penned by whoever writes this shit and then approved by Tony Khan and allowed to grace our television screens for 2 hours. This show was completely fucking putrid in every sense of the word. I swear to God, I am praying for the death of AEW, because nothing else at this point will wake them up. I hope that they garner the lowest ratings in the history of the show. I hope every metric continues to fucking sink lower and lower. And I hope that Warner Brothers Discovery does something to a point that rattles them and fucking shakes them to their foundation, because these people, I can't stand the attitude that emanates from this company. Oh, everything we do is great. Nothing that we do is wrong. The podcasters are nothing more than negativity merchants. The podcasters and Eric Bischoff and JD from New York and Jim Cornette and fucking Raj Giri and all these other, Alfred Kanuha, everybody, all these negativity merchants they think we are. They think that we are doing this for the almighty dollar. Motherfucker, I've been doing this shit for 8 years. I was in the trenches when nobody wanted to hear any negativity about how bad Monday Night Raw was, and I braced it. I ate shit every single fucking week for every single one of you people watching me. You don't expect me to do the same thing for AEW? I don't say it's that bad that Monday Night Raw back in 2019 was, but we are getting to a point where I wish, and I'm praying for the AEW product to be the worst it's ever been so that somebody somewhere with more power than Tony Khan rattles them to their core to force change. I hate AEW at this point in time because of the attitude that they emanate. That nothing is wrong, everything is great, everything that we say is wrong, and none of our criticisms are valid, and we're doing it for XXXXX reasons. No, we're not. I would rather come on here and give you guys the plain, honest, upfront truth instead of sugarcoat something like a fucking headline that Sap put on Fightful's webpage. Tony Khan's been more in the weeds creatively as of late. No shit. Where was he tonight? Are we going to hear a fucking report about him being in the fucking weeds tonight? Because this show, out of 5 years that I've been doing this show with Jesse, this may have been the absolute coldest that the product has ever been, and they should be fucking ashamed that this show graced our television screens for 2 hours. Legitimately nothing came off this show that was even remotely positive, and I don't know how you could expect your fan base to buy into this fucking garbage every single week. I don't watch Wheeler Yuta sell a fucking match with Jay White where I had to see Jay White sell a fucking knee for 15 minutes. Where's the story? Why? Why? Jeff Jarrett, MJF? No heat in the opening match with Ospreay and Brian Cage? Claudio needs 4 men to beat Jeff Jarrett. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Jesse, please, please, please save me.
I'll stop you when you are inaccurate, sir. I mean, this was really bad. This was really bad, and I didn't hear about any of those reports about Collision, about Tony Khan saying he's in the weeds. I don't know, did Tony Khan say he was in the weeds, or did the report say that Tony Khan is in the weeds?
The report reads, Sap of Fightful Select reported that those in AEW were understandably pumped for Saturday's Collision, and they feel it did really well. It was added Tony Khan has been said to have been more in the weeds creatively as of late.
Oh, okay, well. Maybe someone else chose those words for him. But I have an interesting Collision corner to go along with everything that we just covered, though.
I don't know.
I can't wait. I don't like getting into another content creator's hustle. All right, people been asking me about my thoughts on Meltzer and his comments about rappers on the shows and everything else. I refuse to get into it. I'm not gonna get into another content creator. I'm not gonna get into the Ebu thing. I'm not gonna get into what another content creator does. We analyze pro wrestling. We don't analyze people who analyze pro wrestling. So that's why I'm not gonna get into it. But the product is ice cold. It could have been. Tonight could have been the best show of the last few months. It could have been a fantastic show. That still would mean that the company is out of the woods and is in the clear and everything is great now. You can't follow up months upon months upon months of bad television with one show and then expect a pat on the back. So no matter how good or how bad anyone thought one show was on Saturday night, it doesn't mean that everything is hunky-dory at this point. I mean, I don't understand. People want to pat on the back and people want to take praise and for one show. They could have given us 3 to 4 consecutive shows, and it still wouldn't be enough to stick your chest out and look for, approval. We need a string of consistent television with great stories to go along with the great wrestling. But we need some follow-up. We need something to make us want to tune in next week. And the stuff that we have is not doing it. It's nowhere near doing it. So I don't understand. I mean, it's like if you're playing a baseball game and you're down 45 runs and you get a home run. What are you walking around celebrating for? Why are you trotting around the bases? You have one run.
Bro, that's the same. That's the same analogy I used when I quoted Sapp's report the last week. It's like a bench player going 0 for 45, and in his 46th at bat, he gets a fucking single, and he's fucking celebrating like he won the MVP award. Like,
yeah,
what the
relax.
fuck? Yeah, relax, guy. You got one hit in 47 attempts. Great.
You need a better average than that, man. You gotta calm down. Great. You did something great. Good. Now follow it up. Do it again. Then again. Then again. Miss one. Fine. But then get back on that streak again and again and again and again. We don't need a streak of bad, great one, and where's my praise? We need to flip-flop those averages. We need a string of great ones and a bad one here or there to level things out. That's the polar opposite of what we're getting. That's unacceptable.
I don't know. I don't know. The Death Riders is the DNA of the Death Riders is legit. Is it the Death Riders or the Death Writers? WRITERS.
That's a good one.
Whoever's writing the fucking show is the death of AEW. Basically, that's what it boils down to.
Isn't one of them actually writing?
I don't know who's writing. I don't know who to blame. We automatically go to Tony Khan. Somebody else needs to be accountable here. They need to be held accountable. I'm sorry. I don't know how we got. How the fuck did we get here? How did we get here? Oh, the feeling is restored last Wednesday after the opening segment of Dynamite. Oh, the feeling is restored after the fucking Toni Storm segment. So are we restoring the feeling in fucking 5-minute intervals here?
one segment a year at a time.
One segment every fucking 8 weeks. How the feeling's restored. I don't know how you look at this card and you're okay with putting on a show. What mattered on tonight's show? AR Fox versus Ricochet. You got 2 hours of Dynamite and 2 hours of Collision. You got 4 hours of weekly television, and you're giving television time to AR fucking Fox. Why? 4 hours of television and AR Fox makes television in the last 2 weeks. For what? The guy's been buried on Ring of Honor television. Who the fuck gives a shit about him on this side of things? Jeff Jarrett. Report came out last week that apparently Jeff Jarrett is not planned to win the AEW World Championship. Then I have a fucking question about whoever the fuck is writing this show. Why the fuck is he on television? If he's not going to win the World Championship, then why the fuck is he on our televisions? Wheeler Yuta wrestled Jay White for nearly 20 minutes tonight as Jay White sold a knee for 15 minutes. You could hear a fucking pin drop in the arena. Legitimately pockets of silence throughout that match. I don't know how anybody is backstage listening to this saying, yeah, man, we're in a good place right now. Will Ospreay and Brian Cage. I don't know who fucking cares about the Don Callis family and their problem with Kenny Omega and Kenny Omega's problem with the Don Callis family. First of all, Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega last week on last week's Dynamite, Kenny Omega says, I don't know if I could trust you. You're a fucking piece of shit. And then legitimately after 5 minutes of brawling, oh, now I could trust you. AEW legitimately gave up weeks of television for Ospreay and Omega to gain each other's trust so that they could jump off lighting rigs last week to restore the fucking feeling for 15 minutes and then proceed to give us a fucking putrid show. And then tonight, we got more of the Don Callis family, and again, another week of me asking, why should I fucking care? Kenny Omega had nothing to do with the Don Callis family the last time we saw him, and now all of a sudden, it's an issue again. How am I supposed to care when you blatantly leave out months of television for the reason why this guy's been off TV? You want me to buy into Ospreay and Omega because they're Ospreay and Omega? I'm sorry. How the fuck do you find interest in this? And then the post-match attack, which we'll get into. Jesus Christ, man, it felt like it went on forever. I mean, we got Takeshi's music, then Don Callis music, then Takeshi. It's like a never-ending fucking post-match attack.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on here? Jarrett and Claudio, he needs all of the Death Riders to help him beat Jeff Jarrett. Only for MJF to come out there looking like he's fucking part of the Beatles. I don't know if he's just losing his fucking mind. He thinks he's a part of the fucking Beatles now, you know.
Why's that?
He's got the glasses on. He comes out with the fucking the red coat. I mean, what did he say? Oh, you know, you should have listened to me. I told you so.
I told you.
You told me what? We've been telling everybody get this fucking hack off television. And then the main event. The main event. These people had the fucking balls to put Mercedes Moné in the main event against somebody that hasn't been on our televisions since September's Grand Slam at Arthur Ashe Stadium. How the fuck could I buy into a title match if the fucking challenger is not even part of the active roster? Where the fuck has she been? She riding in her magic fucking carpet? Mercedes is now fucking 19-0, or whatever the fucking record is for Mercedes. Another win, another casualty. I don't see how she's doing anything remotely positive for the women's division if she's doing nothing but Pac-Man eating all the fucking yellow dots and every ghost along the way. I hope this show is fucking canceled within the next 3 years because they fucking deserve it. What a horrible, horrible, horrible show. Awful.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
We're gonna get into it. I don't even know what else to say. We could end the fucking review right there. We went over basically everything. Honestly, I can end it right there and jump back on my PS5 and fucking do my bounty grind for Destiny 2 next week.
We can go ahead and absolutely kill the open.
Jesus Christ. We got a collision corner to get into. We got a unfortunate review to get into. Thank you guys very much. I see some more bombs in the chat. I'll get to you in a second. Willie and David. I'll get to you guys in a second. Thank you guys very much for all your support. Tremendous, tremendous January, man. Shaping up to be one of the best Januaries that the channel has ever had. Tuesday Night Titans is fucking absolutely slaying every other podcast in the space right now. Jason and I are fucking so over the moon about the reaction to Tuesday Night Titans. We had a near 50-minute audience retention per viewer last night. That is fucking unheard of. There's legitimately no other creator in this space that's garnering your attention for 50 straight minutes. Nobody. We went over the... What happened?
Are we Tuesday Night Titans tonight?
We are Tuesday Night Titans tonight. Our audience retention on Wednesday last week was near 40 minutes.
Well, in the pinned comment it says tonight, Tuesday Night Titans.
Oh, I'll change that.
No,
we're the Wednesday Night Titans.
I don't want to be Titans, but you would Titan with somebody else on Tuesday. I'm not unique enough to have my own label.
Oh, you don't want to be a part of the Titans, bro. Come on, man. That's a very elusive group.
Yeah, no, it is, man. It's a two-man team.
Anyway, go check that out. We went over the Royal Rumble stuff. All predictions, preview for the Rumble on Saturday. A real fucking wrestling show. Can't wait to get into the Rumble on Saturday. So go check out Tuesday Night Titans. Anything else on the channel, it's up there. Go check it out. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. We have 3,500 people in here on a Wednesday night, man. This is fucking unreal, man. There is so many people disgruntled with the product. It's the reason why you're in here. So hit that thumbs up. Try for 1,000 likes, no question. That's the minimum tonight. Super chats are open. We have a tremendous amount of support already via the super chats. Leave a comment down below. Sound off and let us know what you thought of Dynamite tonight. Everything helps us out in the YouTube algorithm. I gotta get to my boys over here. Oh my goodness. Billy with another bomb tonight. What the fuck are we doing in AEW, bruh? Tickets in Arizona were $600. What the fuck? But I'll be going to Phoenix. I'll have a JD sign 100%. We need a Shane or Scott D'Amore, please. AEW. I don't know if you guys heard Chris Van Vliet's interview with Jordan Grace. She did say that Scott D'Amore will be with one of the major promotions and he will drastically change the show. I don't know what that meant, but we'll see what happens with that. I mean, sign me up. Get this fucking clown, get this hack away from the writing room.
Wait. Tickets were $600 to an AEW show?
For Dynamite, yeah.
Were they like lifetime passes?
I guess. I don't know.
What the fuck? Does he get to get one-on-one time with Mina or something?
I don't know. And we got our guy, of course. David Thiering. What the fuck are we doing in AEW? That's Billy. Sorry, Billy. I'll read yours again. It was so good. David Thiering, at this rate, assuming this trend of absolutely boring shows continues for Dynamite, we might have more fun doing what you did on a previous stream, JD, and break out Megatron and play with that versus reviewing the show. Hey, AEW, do we have your attention now? We got their attention, David. We certainly got their attention, man. Tony is watching for sure through one of his burners, at least somewhere in the next 24 hours. Thank you guys very much. Thank you for the support. It's greatly appreciated. And make sure you guys follow Jesse as well, Chi-Town Smark. His YouTube channel is linked down below. He uploaded some content the last couple of days. Go and check it out.
Oh, man, am I a wanted man for that one?
Well, I mean, you're on this show, so that automatically makes you a wanted man.
Do you know it is actually illegal to not like CM Punk? Did you know that?
It is tough in the streets, bro. If you say anything negative about CM Punk, yes. Even AEW, but CM Punk, yes.
Bro, half the people in this chat already know I'm a wanted man. I've been trying to lay low. I may need some security, man. I need some backup, man. They coming for me, man.
I know.
I uploaded a video today, a little over 30 minutes of exactly why I have a problem with Mr. Phil Brooks. Some people understood, but disagreed fundamentally. Some people agreed, but a whole lot of people hated me for not liking Phil. Go check it out if you have not, please.
Go check it out. It's on his channel right now. As I haven't even listened to it yet, but I'm sure it makes somewhat of a logical take, but it will anger people. No matter what you put on the internet, man, somebody will be angry, so it doesn't even matter.
Well, let's see. Right here, this guy says, CM Punk is great. Jesse, you said stupid shit. See? If you don't like Phil, then
you see, I don't really understand comments like that. They say that, and then they don't give you reasons as to why they think it's stupid shit. They just say it's stupid shit. Okay, would you give me a reason why?
You're a moron.
I am to believe that you just didn't like my opinion and it bothered you. That's it.
Thank you. I had plenty of intelligent people in my comments saying, okay, I understand why now you don't like him. I get it. I still love him for these reasons, but it makes sense. Or there were people saying, hey, I don't agree with the reasons why you don't like him. Here's my reasons why. Bro, that's discussion. I'm down with that. But you're a stupid idiot who doesn't know anything. You should shut up. That's the comment. That's it.
So basically they sounded like,
you don't know anything, Chi-Town Smark. I love CM Punk. He's my hero.
Bro, they were mad. I know you saw that thread on Twitter. Where the girl was like, she said, she even tagged you. I'm not watching the show when Jesse's on. And then I said, look, bro, relax, calm down.
The fuck does what does his opinion have to do with my opinion? Why does everybody have to have the same fucking opinion? I don't understand it.
That's how it went. He said, I'm not watching when Jesse's on. I said, sorry, bro. I didn't know I offended you like that. She said, I'm not a bro, I'm a woman. Then I said, all right, woman, I'm sorry I offended you like that. You called me a woman? I swear bro, I swear it's on Twitter. Everybody go check that out. You called yourself a what? I mean, what the fuck? Oh God, dude. Oh.
Man, what do we got lined up today, man? What do you got for us, man? Don't we have a corner to sit in?
We do have a corner to sit in, man. Let's sit and chit chat. Let's talk about something, bruh. Something fresh on everyone's mind. Let's talk about Collision Corner.
Oh my goodness! There he is. Collision Corner.
Oh,
Back
man.
this week with the right music. Even though we appreciate Doc and Red Skies, this is the Collision Corner theme.
Yes. This is a very special and unprecedented Collision Corner. We are going to get into the ins and outs of what happened, and I cannot wait. Here we go. First and foremost, stop the music. Stop the music for a second. Stop the music. This show was pretty good.
Yes, I heard.
This was a pretty good show. I didn't even hear about the social media responses to it. I don't like ruining the show until I get to watch it myself, and I didn't get to watch it in full until just recently. My first thing on my notes, this was a pretty good show. So we're going to leave the music out for right now, and we're going to cover this pretty good show. Let's get into it. We get Samoa Joe
Wait a
beats
minute. Wait. You can't make executive decisions like that.
Let me cook. Let me cook.
Just read your fucking notes, will you? Just read your notes.
Come on, man. Let me cook.
No. We can't deny the audience. Just read your fucking notes.
All right. Joe beats Nick Wayne. Good match. Okada defeats Sin Cara. Very good match. Will Hobbs.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Okada beat who? Commander?
Yeah, that's his name. Sure.
Commander. Why was it a good match?
It was a pretty good match. It had a nice glow. It was a pretty good match.
Why are we in a position where Okada's defending against a Mexican luchador?
Not sure. But it was a good match, though.
Sounds like Tony Khan threw gum at the wall and it landed on Commander.
Possibly. But the match was pretty damn good, man. Put it like this. The match was good enough to make you forget to ask why this match was happening. It was actually a pretty good match. Look, you've already killed my flow for my segment. Let me get through it, okay? Will Hobbs and Big Bill had a nice pull-apart brawl in the parking lot. Pretty good. Nothing crazy. Undisputed Kingdom defeats Daddy Magic, Cool Hand Ange, and Danny Garcia. Mariah May and Toni Storm have a face-to-face. Again, I'm reading my notes. You killed my flow, man.
The Undisputed Kingdom versus Danny Garcia and 2.0, man. It was a good match. What the fuck are you on, bro? You in the weeds?
I had a whole script planned out. You seriously fucked it all up.
Bro, how did we get to the Undisputed Era versus Daddy Magic and Danny Garcia, bro? You fucking kidding me?
You gotta let me cook, man. You gotta let me cook. Mariah slapped Timeless Toni Storm.
Yes, this was fantastic television.
Yep.
I don't know why it wasn't on Dynamite, but I mean, we'll get to that later.
Let's see. We got the Hell House of Black Hounds defeated the Gates of Agony.
Who?
Yeah, the Hell House of Black Hounds. There we go.
Oh, okay.
We're in a transition stage. TBS 4-way qualifier match: Deonna Purrazzo, Serena D versus Yuka Sakazaki versus Queen Amanada. Yuka obviously won since you saw her eat that L tonight. I wrote that line before this show started.
Wow, man, Deonna Purrazzo complains about not getting enough television time. Tony books her in a match and then books her to lose. Here's a PSA. Never open your fucking mouth on social media. Tony's looking everywhere.
But she pins Deonna Purrazzo to gain the victory.
Yes.
You gotta let me cook, man. Powerhouse Hobbs and Big Bill have an impromptu fight despite the meager efforts of the security staff. They ended up killing each other through a table. No one really cared. Don Callis held a meeting with his family and teased a new member. It was actually a really good segment.
Who's the new member?
I know, it's why it was a tease.
Salamonster tends to think it's Trent Beretta.
That would be anticlimactic.
I said it's going to be Bishop Dyer.
Who?
Bishop Dyer.
Well, that's a guess.
You don't know who that is?
No clue.
Why don't you Google it? Go Google it.
Nope, I'm busy. So what if it's Megan Bain?
Why would it be Megan Bain?
Why wouldn't it be Megan Bain?
I don't know.
See?
But Megan Bain and Don Callis seems like an interesting pairing.
That might work for me. International title match. Konosuke Takeshita retains against the wrestler
Who?
Katsuyori Shibata.
Oh.
In a fantastic match that nobody cared about.
Bro, we can't be saying a match that nobody cared about was fantastic, bro. Come on. You're killing the vibe over here.
I had a plan for Collision Corner.
A plan for what? To disappoint the viewing audience here?
Nope. That's the end. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this week's edition of Collision Corner. And as everyone knows, I watch Collision, so you don't have to.
Well, apparently everybody should have watched Collision on Saturday. Yes, everybody should have watched Collision on Saturday. I don't fucking know. Gotta let the music play out, bro.
Oh, okay.
Feel like I'm in fucking Super Mario 3. Jesus Christ.
Kind of entertaining, man.
I ruined the plan. Tony ruined our plans tonight. Dynamite. Mobile, Alabama.
Put a lot of work into this segment.
You usually do, I know.
You gotta let me cook, man.
Cook what? Nobody wants to hear positivity over here. What are you talking about?
You gotta trust in the system. You gotta let me cook, man. You gotta let me cook.
Will Ospreay.
Have I ever let anyone down with Collision Corner yet?
Maybe tonight.
You know, you gotta let me cook, man.
Chat, what'd you think of this week's Collision Corner, man? Was it a thumbs up?
No, it was terrible.
It's terrible. Okay.
I had a way of spinning this show to still make the segment entertaining. You cut me off at the balls, man. What do you want me to do?
Why? Because I played the music?
You gotta let me cook, man. It's a whole presentation. You gotta have trust in me a little bit more.
No, we can't disregard the music, bro.
You can't. Again, you gotta let. You don't know what I had. You gotta let me cook, man. You gotta let me cook.
All right. Next time I'll give you the pots and the pans and the utensils, and I'll just get out of the kitchen, okay?
I would never steer you the wrong way, my friend.
All right. Hologram is in the chat. You're in tears, okay?
You gotta let me cook.
All right. Will Ospreay, Brian Cage. We got no introduction to Dynamite for the last several weeks. What happened to I was gonna say Twisted Sister, Pointer Sisters?
No. We're so excited.
We're so excited. We're so excited.
Kind of like Saved by the Bell.
And Jesse Spano. Yes.
Jesse Spano.
Yeah.
Did you watch Showgirls, the movie?
I did.
Now, it was a bad movie, right?
It was a very bad movie, yes.
But reviewed later on and in hindsight and looking back at it, I don't think it was that bad of a movie.
Bro, the only reason people watched that movie was because Jesse Spano was naked.
Yeah, and that's, but...
That was it?
I don't know. But it wasn't that bad, though. It was bad at the time. I think it was a little bit ahead of his time, but I see why. I thought I called it bad too, but after watching it for a while, like down the road, it was all right. It was okay. I think people wanted more from it.
Will Ospreay and Brian Cage. Don Callis is on commentary. Lance Archer's out there. Listen, Brian Cage is underutilized. He is undervalued. He's had a long run in AEW, has gone nowhere. Ospreay does not have bad matches. Everything Will Ospreay does is fucking great. So the match itself wasn't bad. There's just no reason for us to care about this match in particular, because there's no story that we could sit here and say, you know what, I want to watch this from point A to point B, from point B to point C. There's no reason to care. And the reason is because AEW last week, they sped through weeks of television to get Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay on the same page, and did it in 5 minutes last week for them to jump off lighting fixtures to restore the feeling for 15 minutes and then move on to the next segment. That's all that they did. They got a match to book for Grand Slam, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Here's the match. We got 4 guys in a tag team match. There you go. Meanwhile, they still can't sell tickets for this show, and they're giving away 2-for-1 tickets. So what exactly did this accomplish? What is the story? The story is not about Ospreay and Omega upon Omega's return. The story is, why did this man get taken out and fired from his own group of best friends? Nobody wants to tell that story. It's like, it was a mirage. You're crawling through the desert looking for any droplets of water that you may find, and you see in the distance a Dasani vending machine, but it's not really there. It's exactly what this was. We saw what happened last year, but it wasn't really there. So how am I supposed to care? Do you care, Jesse? Do you care about Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay and their relationship that is eventually probably going to go south and is going to end up in another match between the two because Tony needs his fucking 7-star matches for Dave Meltzer to jerk off to?
Yeah, I know, right?
That's where this is going. Do you care about this?
No. To be honest, no. It's hard to get invested in a quick turnaround story. No, excuse me. When you lead us down one street and you tell us we're heading this direction and to get ready for it and pay attention and we're following you, okay. And then at the last second, okay, now we're going to go down this way and care about this road. You're like, well, I thought we were going that way. I was excited about that. It's hard to just get invested when they start shifting directions with their storylines. Unnecessary, unexplained heel turns. I mean, just dropped storylines and then just you get invested when you're reading a book. You don't want the narrative and the story to change just because you turn the page. It starts making you go back to like, wait, this is what was happening a few seconds. It makes no sense. You're like reading a mini series. You know, it's like TikTok for fucking wrestling booking. I mean, it's like one thing, next thing. That's not compelling storytelling. It's uninteresting. The crowds are unanimous with their silence, with their lack of ticket sales, and the ratings. I mean, everyone is telling you what they think of this. So you can get mad at the content creators all you want, but at least we're still watching. The rest of the people you pissed off stop buying tickets and they stop coming. It's a problem. We're not the problem.
No, we're not the problem. Somebody in the chat said, I think it was on Twitch. I forgot who it was. Dynamite was in my, this is Daffro in the chat. Dynamite was in my hometown and I didn't want to go to it. Laughing my ass off. I don't blame you.
No, that happens here in Chicago all the time.
I don't blame you. Look at the Chicago audience. It's the second home for AEW, and they have less and less people attending their shows, where once upon a time they couldn't give away the tickets fast enough.
It used to be a legitimate big event around here when AEW came to town. You know, I had friends call me up, hey, you want to go? I got this buddy, he wants to go. Big. I mean, it was always a big deal. Pro Wrestling Tees used to have a line on the outside of the place to get a damn T-shirt when AEW was coming to town. We don't care anymore, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand what signs are these people in creative and AEW? What are they looking for to gauge their audiences? You can go to social media. They're unhappy. Nobody's coming to the shows. Ticket sales, pro wrestling tees, commentators, fucking podcasters, fans. I mean, what? There is not one single metric that they could gauge to tell them, hey, we're doing a good job. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Overall interest is down, but yet we get the talent like fucking Dax and fucking everybody else and Tony Khan, they all complain about us because we're negative. Oh, you're being negative. Motherfucker, I'm being honest and truthful. Your creative writing is what's negative.
It's fucking bad. It's fucking bad. Awful. This match didn't mean a single fucking thing to anything. So we'll pick it up at the end here. I'm not even going to go over it. Just a very, very, by the way, Ospreay, this is the second week in a row. Ospreay's opened the show. They got no intro. Orange Cassidy's not there anymore to open the show, so they found their new Orange Cassidy. Will Ospreay opens the show.
Easy.
Why do we, another thing that bothers me about this show, why is it so formulaic? Why?
Yep.
We got to start the show with no intro and no opening credits and no theme. Let's go right into the action.
Yep.
With a 20-minute match. It would benefit you to open the show in a way that is not normally, the way Dynamite opens, that the fans are not accustomed to. How about a promo segment that sets up something for the rest of the fucking show? How about booking this show and producing this show in stages? Something that happens in the open fucking flows to the rest of the show that has a direct effect on the middle of the show, and then what happens in the middle of the show has a direct effect on the main event, and maybe even books the main event during the show.
Yeah. Yes.
What? Why is Will Washington and RJ City too stupid to understand the fucking levels of writing and producing here? I mean, I don't really understand this. Why is everything just so same old, same old? Let's throw a 20-minute match out there and fucking everybody will be happy. Okay, there's no effort that goes into that. You ain't doing anything. All you're doing is fucking picking names out of a hat. Oh, it's Will Ospreay. Oh, it's Brian Cage. Yeah, we'll throw them out there for 20 minutes. I don't got to do nothing. They're doing all the work. How many times have the pro wrestlers saved Tony Khan's asshole from just absolute being torched online? Oh my God, it was a great show. Yeah, no wonder. Tony had nothing to do with it. The fucking pro wrestlers have everything to do with it. They would be beneficial to change the show and alter the show to feel different than what we're accustomed to seeing. I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. No. I know you feel that way too, right?
No, I do, man. It sucks to come here and feel like a broken record saying the same thing over and over, but they have no problem writing shows that keeps hitting the same level of excitement week in and week out. I mean, it's no one cares. I would feel so bad. I would feel so much like a failure if every week I got to go out there and hear my fan base talk about how poor the storytelling is. Put it like this. How do you think TK would feel if every week every podcaster and everybody came out and said that the wrestlers suck? The wrestlers don't know how to wrestle. Your talent sucks in the ring. Would he just sit there and continue writing great television and then telling the wrestlers, you guys are doing a great job, keep going out there? Or would he be fucking pissing a complete hissy fit because the overall feeling is his wrestlers are not even fucking trying? No. He would go out there and say something and do something and inspire change, make some changes, do something. But yet the talent has to sit there and deal with his shitty creative week in and week out. Everybody's trying to make suggestions. Everybody is saying this should work. Everyone's saying that's not going to work. Tony does what he wants to do, doesn't give a shit, and then rinse and repeat for the next week. How long before this keeps happening until everyone just stops caring?
I don't know. It's weighing on people's patience. People have been driven away already in droves, and they're doing nothing to get these people back. It's unbelievable how they don't care. They just don't. I've never seen a group of people not care about losing an audience as much as AEW has lost an audience. It's crazy.
No, normally I wouldn't care. You know, when we bitch and we complain and everything like that, and then people say, well, if you hate it, stop watching. Well, let me tell you something. If I hated it, I would stop watching. But I don't. I want it to improve. But you can't inspire improvement by sitting here saying everything's great. You can't feed their ego and expect change. You just told me it was great. Why would I sit here and try to change anything? So collectively, we're telling them that it's not great. Collectively, we're telling them we want change. They're not listening, which is odd because this company was built off the foundation of listening to its fan base, and they just got away from that somehow.
So we'll pick it up here towards the end. Ospreay slipped out of a power bomb. Tried for an Os cutter. Cage caught him with big lariats. Liger bomb, 2 count. Cage managed to get an avalanche F5. Ospreay got his foot on the ropes after the pinfall. Archer shoved it off and was caught by Rick Knox, the referee. He did nothing. He kept him by ringside, even though he fucking plain as day saw fucking Archer push Ospreay's feet off the ropes. What are you doing? What are you doing? I saw you. And he keeps him out there. You don't kick him away at ringside. You don't send him to the back. He just leaves him out there.
He just argued with him for about 5 minutes.
So Knox did nothing but scold and yell at Archer. This delay allowed Ospreay to counter a powerbomb into a Hurricanrana that collided Cage very sloppily into Archer. Ospreay somehow managed a Styles Clash and got the victory. Post-match, Archer attacked immediately with Cage joining in. Kenny Omega's music hit. He ran out with a chair. He threw it at the murder machines. Ospreay and Omega's attention then turned to Cage and Archer, allowing Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher to hit the ring, making it a 4-on-2. Takeshita hit a bastard driver on Omega, while Fletcher delivered a tombstone on Ospreay as the Callis family joined in the attack, leaving Omega clutching his ribs, and Ospreay covered him from taking any more punishment. This was the post-match attack that never ended. So after the double tombstone and bastard driver, we got the Callis music hitting, then it went off, and then they continued to attack, and Omega tried to come back, and Takeshita put the boots to Omega again, then Takeshita's music played. I mean, this was just sloppy as shit, all over the place, never ending. It just went on too long. I cannot be bothered to care. Listen, the 4 of these guys are going to put on a banger tag team match, and that's all it is. You're gonna lose your mind for about 20 minutes. It's gonna be a great match in Australia. Nobody's gonna fucking even realize it's going on because it's happening in the wee hours of the morning, and that's it. Yeah, we'll go about our everyday lives the following day. What do you want me to say? There is no story. There's nothing here. What is the story? What is it? Does anybody know?
No.
Oh, Don Callis took a screwdriver to Kenny Omega. What, 2 years ago? Has nothing to do with his diverticulitis.
Nah.
Nothing to do with him being kicked out of the Elite. But please, we're asking you to care about our storyline. We're trying. You ain't trying hard enough, motherfucker.
Yeah. That's an important line right there. I've said that quite a few times on my channel, but ultimately what management and AEW Creative is doing every time they hit that go light, every time they go live, every time they put a show on television, every time they have a match or a segment, they're constantly asking us to invest some form or level of interest into what they're giving us on television. They have to sit back and ask themselves, is this worth someone sitting down and investing their time into? Is it worth it? You spoke about the YouTube retention numbers. When you start a video, you only have a certain amount of time to capture and keep someone's interest before they click off. Yep. Now, you average that with the amount of people who may have accidentally clicked off your video, or because they clicked on, or they decided they wanted to watch something else instead, and you get an average of your retention. So the longer they were on, great. And the shorter they were on, not great. And through the middle, you'll find out what the average retention number is, what everybody is thinking. You just said they have 50 minutes. That's insane. That's great. But if you're losing your customers' interest in a matter of seconds, minutes into the show, that would entirely explain why your numbers and metrics are down across the board. So what's being done to correct it? Nothing.
Nothing. This is a very good point and a good discussion, because when Big Bang Theory ends and they go right into, well, you know what day it is? It's Wednesday, or whatever the fuck Excalibur says. Or you know what time it is?
Yeah.
Well, whatever, man. And then you get into the show and you get Will Ospreay and Brian Cage. There's no reaffirmation of what the story is. We don't get any highlights. We don't get any video package. We don't get any reason to continue watching the show. So the people who come over from the lead-in of Big Bang Theory, they see these two unknowns having a fucking wrestling match that nobody knows why is happening. Nobody knows the story. It goes 20 minutes. We get a post-match attack. It does nothing to offer interest for the following week. No wonder there's a fucking drop-off. So we go from an 850,000 lead-in to 550,000, and then AEW loses 300,000 viewers from the lead-in into the next quarter hour. Yeah. But, like, what are we doing? What are you doing to start the show to maintain people's interest from the start of the show? This is why I mentioned, stop booking the show in the way that these people are accustomed to. Start booking it differently and throw them a curveball every now and then. Start the show off with something that is hot, that leads throughout the show, that has a cliffhanger in the main event. What the fuck are we doing, man?
Yes. If you have live television, your show shouldn't be so fucking predictable. You can sit here and call out the stuff that's likely going to happen on this show, and it's live television. That makes no sense. That means you have no spontaneity. You have nothing. You know, Vince Russo's not my favorite. Never has been, but I love this work in WWF because just some of the wacky shit that managed to get through the filter of Vince. When that stuff came out, it was enough to captivate you on television. Big Bang Theory, use that for an example. That goes off, and the cold open to this wrestling show is this lady getting put on a makeshift crucifix and being raised into the sky, and a big fucking demonic fucking evil fucking Undertaker looking fucking guys in the ring rolling his eyes, and some guys trying to come say, bro, you don't have to like pro wrestling, but for right now, you want to know why this dude kidnapped this woman and why nobody else is trying to save her. You're trying to find out what's going on. You better stick around just to find out why that happened. That's compelling storytelling. That's enough to keep you on the channel. Give me a little bit more to stay and we'll work. But for right now, I got you here. We don't have that. Dynamite comes on, ring the bell. Here's a match. Nah, I don't like wrestling. Change the channel.
I would give Vince Russo the pen for a month, and I guarantee you he'd change this show around in a month. Guarantee it.
No, it can't get worse.
It can't get any worse.
It can't get worse.
No matter what you think of Vince Russo, I guarantee you he would create some sense of logic and understanding there. Because these people are fucking clueless. Absolutely. If I could fucking understand what to do, and I'm not even in the business of creative writing, I just watch and analyze. If I know what to do, if Jesse knows what to do, and these people don't know what to do, Vince Russo can certainly come in there and fucking clean house and give us a month of good television.
Something, man. Something.
Oh my goodness, we got another $100 super chat from my guy, Adam Casper, with a $100 bomb. Whatever happened to sense of urgency in terms of showing things in the beginning and ending of wrestling shows? Adam, that's a very important question, very good question. They don't know the concept of sense of urgency. Beginning a show, ending a show. No. These are the most important parts of the show. The beginning, how you start, and how you end. Everything else should be determined in the middle of the show. That happens from the beginning and the end. You should bookend the show. It's like building a sandwich. You're not going to build a sandwich with two fucking moldy, stale pieces of bread. The bread is the most important part of the sandwich. If you don't have the pieces of bread that you need for the fucking great sandwich that you're about to eat, then it's not worth it. I don't really get that. That's such an easy concept to understand, and these people don't get it. They don't understand it.
No, it's pretty frustrating, man. It's pretty frustrating. Imagine anyone out there. If you have a favorite team, football, baseball, basketball, pick a sport, don't care, soccer, whatever. Your favorite team, they go out there and consistently do the absolute worst they could possibly do in every situation you see them in on the field or on the court or whatever. You are not going to dump your team and stop rooting for them and look for another team to root for. If you do, then you were never a fan. All right? Being a fan of something means you take the good with the bad. There's plenty of ups, but the downs are supposed to come with it. AEW is giving people reasons to stop becoming a fan. That's how big this is. That's how much they are fucking this up. There should be a lot more up than there is down. They have that shit switched. They're like the 0-16 Lions, man. I mean, how are you supposed to sit there and cheer for that? How are you supposed to put them over and brag about that? Hey, bro, what are you doing? You watching AEW? No, man, I wasn't. Well, what were you doing? I was reading the Bible. I mean, you rather admit to anything than admit to sitting and watching something that's just traditionally bad. But they don't even want to try to fix. But you want to sit there and continue. That's why I don't get the AEW super shills out there and everything else where they want to bash everything WWE is doing and say AEW is better. If AEW is your thing, God bless you. Great. Watch the wrestling that you are entertained by. But you can't sit there and say that this shit is great. I know a bad movie when I see it, but I might still like it. And it's a bad movie, but I kind of enjoy it. It's like me sit there and say, it was a great movie. You don't understand. It was no, it was bad.
It's like me watching. I love the Jaws franchise. Jaws 1 is my favorite movie ever. Jaws 2 was obviously not better than Jaws 1, but it was still a decent movie to me. When you got to Jaws 3 and Jaws the Revenge, these were obviously terrible movies, but I still end up watching them anyway.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
We know it sucks, but I for some reason I just sit there and watch it just to watch how fucking awful it is because I enjoy the franchise. So
exactly. Sometimes for me at least, you can sit there and play hours of Destiny, grinding for an exotic or trying to get something done, and it gets exhausting. You get tired of it. You put it down. You turn it off. Sometimes I'll pick up my phone and play an endless, mindless, stupid game with no end to it. And it's so satisfying. I'm just sitting there like, I mean, there's no exotic to chase, but it's entertaining to you. You're not going to sit there and call it the greatest game ever, but for what it's worth, you're entertained by it. There is no redeeming qualities to this show to make you say, well, at least I'm entertained by it. No, there's nothing. Yes, the wrestling is great, but in 2025, guys, good wrestling is a dime a dozen. This isn't the 90s when you had to tape trade with ECW tape owners and shit like that.
Oh
I can turn on YouTube and find great wrestling just like that.
Somebody in the chat said also Anaconda, the movie Anaconda and Lake Placid. Those are two awful movies, but I end up watching those two as well. I mean, bro, how realistic is it that you're going to get someone like Ice Cube to go to the fucking Amazon jungle going to hunt anaconda snakes, man? You fucking kidding me? Holy shit, man.
We all have those. We all have those movies. I promise you, everybody in this chat, everybody watching back on demand, everybody has at least a movie or a show that in your heart of hearts is a terrible movie or a show, but you still like it. But you wouldn't go around talking about how great it is, trying to convince people how great it is. No, because it's bad. But you just personally enjoy it, so you just watch it for what it's worth. There's no redeeming qualities in AEW. There's nothing. You don't even want to admit to anybody that you watch it these days.
No, absolutely not. I don't even wear my hoodie anymore. I don't even wear it in public anymore. It's embarrassing. So we go to a pre-recorded comment segment from Powerhouse Hobbs, who had a fun little brawl with Big Bill on Collision. Said unfortunately he wasn't cleared to travel to Dynamite tonight. When he's cleared, he's going to show Big Bill that the hell they went through on Collision, they both crashed off the stages through tables, is only the beginning. Commentary told us Bill hit Hobbs with a brick, and this is why Hobbs wasn't cleared to travel. They did show some of the brawl from the show on Saturday, which I do appreciate. I'd like to see that a little bit more frequently on the show. So good on them for showing us exactly what had happened here. Fightful has an update on Will Hobbs. He was not cleared for action. This is legitimate. Fightful Select has learned that Powerhouse Hobbs was not cleared for action for tonight's show, which is why we ended up seeing a pre-tape with him. He was actually at the venue and willing to perform. Hobbs had stitches that were not healed up yet and was told that he needed one additional week before being cleared. Hobbs was heavily factored into the Dynamite and Collision tapings, and as a result, there was a domino effect of changes. As a reminder, you guys know that shit like this does happen, and the card is always subject to change. So that is the latest update on Powerhouse Hobbs.
That sucks. What happened?
I don't know. They didn't really say, but I guess he got legitimately banged up in the brawl at some point. So we'll pick that up, and we'll get hopefully Hobbs in a victory over the Learning Tree. I don't know what that's going to do for him, but at least I guess he's on television, so we can't really shit on a roll too much because Hobbs, somebody that a lot of people want to see built up, young talent built up. So I guess this is at least them trying. Maybe. I don't know.
Let's see where it goes. I mean, it's so far a slow build. I don't like that they already... Look, I'm just going to keep the vibe about Will Hobbs positive because I want to see it get better. So, I mean, they're doing a slow, steady build. They did rush him too fast to the top just to have him lose and then got to put him back down. But I'll take it. Slow, gradual build, and Hobbs might get to a point of interest. He could definitely use some better storytelling, though.
Yeah. Claudio, he went one-on-one with Jeff Jarrett. Claudio Castagnoli, Jeff Jarrett here, one-on-one. If Jeff Jarrett beat Claudio, he would get a World Championship opportunity at a later date against Jon Moxley for the AEW World title that we haven't seen since October because it's held in a briefcase that Marina Shafir is carrying around. This
Did you watch
was
that segment?
I did. I have some of the notes here. We'll go over it in a little bit. Okay. This was bad. This was not entertaining at all. I hated everything about this. I don't understand why Jeff Jarrett is on our TVs, especially after the report that came out last week that Jeff Jarrett is not slated to win the AEW Championship, which questions, why is he even on television? Now, obviously, things could change, and they probably threw that out there as a red herring, and they want people to think he's not going to win the world title. And lo and behold, this company does the opposite, which wouldn't be the first time. My problem with this is, A, Jarrett's on TV weekly over everybody else that I'm sure you could name one person you would rather see on TV weekly besides Jeff Jarrett, and Jeff Jarrett has been on every Dynamite since the start of 2025. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, Claudio is one of the best pro wrestlers in the entire world. The guy is a fucking beast. He doesn't have bad matches. Why is he in a match with Jeff Jarrett needing four other people, if you count Marina, 4 other people to help him beat Jeff Jarrett? Why? How did we get here? You want me to think as the Death Riders fucking ruin this show weekly. You want me to look at the Death Riders as the one group that is the most feared in the entire company. They're taking over the company. Meanwhile, one of their guys needs 4 other helpers, 4 other reasons to fucking help him win this match. I mean, I'm fucking befuddled at this shit. Of all the people on this roster, Claudio could have single-handedly snapped Jeff Jarrett in half in 3 fucking minutes. But here we are. We have to sit and eat our own shit, eat the shit that Tony Khan has served us, and just accept it. How the fuck did we get here, Jesse?
As we entered this show, I thought one of the couple of things that could happen with what we have on paper to happen on this show, one of the things that could happen that could have some form of redeeming quality to it would be an absolute murder from Claudio to Jeff Jarrett. And that's not what we got. We got a lot of selling and this and that, and had to make sure that Jarrett looked strong. It looked like they had a meeting with the Death Riders in the back and said, guys, we have to make sure we make Jarrett look really, really strong.
Guys,
that seemed to be the focus.
Everybody hates this storyline, and everybody hates our group. We have to now throw all 5 of us out there just to double down on everybody, because this shit's great. It's so great. This is my magnum opus. This is going to save the company. All right.
Yeah. Sometimes you can bring a lower card talent up real quick to feud with the top end talent, and you can get a little rub, but when that backfires and goes the wrong way, what you do is you drag down what's going on with your top end talent. And that's exactly what happened here. Somehow the Death Riders got brought down even a couple of more pegs because they're somehow in a feud with Jeff Jarrett.
You know what, Claudio? This is the biggest troll job in the history of professional wrestling. We are the Death Riders, and I'm secretly working with Roman Reigns and Triple H to kill AEW from within, thus us being named the Death Riders. This is all being done to secretly kill and poison AEW from within, because there's no other reason why this needs to be on television. It's so awful, but people think it's great.
Bro, it's like Brewster's Millions, man. I said this on Twitter. This whole thing with AEW and Tony Khan, it feels like Tony Khan is in the middle of the movie Brewster's Millions. If you've ever heard of it, you know exactly what I mean. Tony Khan is on a mission to spend as much money as humanly possible, but he can't tell anybody about it. It's going to look really ridiculous, but if he pulls it off, then he gets a lot more money. He looks like Brewster's Millions. No one can accurately explain why he's making the decisions that he's currently making. It looks like he is trying to give away everything.
This was bad. Jarrett worked on the leg. I don't want to see Jeff Jarrett working on a leg in 2025. He missed an enziguri. Claudio did the giant swing. Claudio started selling the leg and applied a sharpshooter on Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett somehow reversed the sharpshooter into a sharpshooter of his own. Wheeler Useless slid a chair into the ring. This is 2 times we've seen Wheeler Yuta on this show. We saw 25 minutes of Wheeler Yuta on television tonight. You believe that? After taking a right hand from Jarrett, Yuta held on to the ref. Claudio went for a chair shot, missed. Jarrett was about to hit the stroke. Somebody on the writing team had a fucking stroke. Moxley appeared to lay out Jarrett with the paradigm shift. Claudio followed with multiple neutralizers. The second neutralizer was fucking awful. I mean, if Jarrett can't take a proper neutralizer, I don't know what the fuck he's doing on television. He went knees first. He took it as bad as somebody taking a Seth Rollins pedigree. Ridiculous.
Hey, maybe it wasn't Jarrett's fault. Maybe Claudio was losing his touch.
Sure. 1, 2, 3, Moxley, Yuta, Marie Shafir were all watching. Claudio wins. They all joined Claudio and stormed through the crowd after the pinfall here, and that was basically it. They cheated. It took all of the Death Riders to beat lowly Jeff Jarrett. Post-match, Jarrett slowly recovering. Crowd is chanting for Jeff Jarrett. MJF's music hits. He comes on out. MJF has a microphone. He ran through Jarrett with a right hand. Picks up the microphone and says that he respects his elders, so he's not going to say, "He told you so," but he told you so. MJF walked to the back, and Jarrett was left unconscious in the ring. Now,
where was Jarrett's? Jarrett has made a career out of cheating and having his associates and his people come out and help.
And his guitar.
Yeah. Where was Satnan? Where was, I mean, what happened to his crew?
Magically disappeared, bro.
They got the whole Death Rider crew out there just ripping this guy off. What the fuck, man? No Jay Lethal, no Satnan Singh. Where's his crew?
I don't know. I don't even know where we go with this. What comes out of this? Again, there's only 2 things that happen here. Clearly, it would have been a problem if Jeff Jarrett beat Claudio, which I'm thankful that they did not actually go and do that, because that would have been fucking terrible. So I'm glad that they actually went with the right decision. The match shouldn't have taken place, but at least we got the right outcome here. Now, where do we go from here? It's still one of 2 situations. Does Jeff Jarrett wrestle MJF Does he beat MJF? And seeing that he got screwed out of this match with Claudio, and he's not going to get a championship match against Jon Moxley, does he wrestle MJF one-on-one? And does he beat MJF and get a championship match against Jon Moxley? I'm assuming if this happens, it would happen at Revolution because there's no other match for either guy going into Revolution. So that's number one. Number two, does Jeff Jarrett and MJF link up, and does MJF guide Jeff Jarrett to the championship, only for him to get the championship match and then fuck him in the end, and then we get MJF versus Jeff Jarrett in some fucking match at Double or Nothing or whatever the case may be. I don't know where we go, Jesse. How you thinking about this? Where does this go with MJF and Jeff Jarrett?
I resent the fact that we're sitting here trying to fantasy book what's going to happen with Jeff Jarrett in 2020.
Listen, this is the cards that we've been dealt, brother.
I wholeheartedly really resent that fact. That is messed up, man. Not only do I don't know, but I really don't care. I care less than everybody here that cares, and no one here cares either. I don't want to see MJF and Jeff Jarrett in a match. I don't even want to see them in the same segment. Nobody cares. I mean, just straight up Britt Baker this shit. No one cares, dude. Jeff Jarrett has no reason to be on television. And I need to put this back in there. I know we get viewers and people backstage who will hear this and not shit that I've said weeks upon weeks upon weeks in the past. I think Jeff Jarrett is a phenomenal asset to this company. They're lucky to have him. He needs to be in a backstage role. Management, creative, anything. Just not on television. I enjoyed his work and you know, along his career, all that stuff. Now is not the time. We need him more backstage. We need the young guys on television. We need to be pushing new people in the same exact spot that Jeff Jarrett is in right now, in a journey or a quest to try to get to the world title.
I don't know. I forgot to mention there was a backstage promo with Renee and MJF, and Adam Page was looking for Swerve Strickland. He went into Swerve's locker room, wasn't there. That was interesting because I want to know what Adam Page has to say to Swerve Strickland after all these months of them doing nothing on television. So when Hangman Page stormed by MJF, he bumped into him, and they looked at each other for a momentary second, and then Adam Page went to go about his business. MJF was left there talking to himself. He mocked how Page is acting like he's king shit around here, called him hypocritical. MJF kept talking to himself before Renee says, "Excuse me, Max." He apologized, and he said that's just the ADD. He said Jeff Jarrett will learn tonight that he should have taken his deal with the devil, but he'll be beaten by a horse in Claudio Castagnoli. MJF said tonight would be the last Outlaw's last ride. Ain't I great? Says MJF. So it looks like we're headed towards a match. It's not even what I mentioned. It's not going to be MJF guiding Jeff Jarrett with the help of MJF. It's going to be a one-on-one match. And I'm assuming this will take place at Double or Nothing or Revolution between the two.
I'm left to assume that they are changing course with this Jeff Jarrett thing. Because otherwise, I'm like you. I'm left asking, then why are we here? Why are we on this journey if you just had him lose to Claudio? You low-key booked yourself into a corner. Not that Claudio versus Jeff Jarrett is a match you just booked yourself into a corner in, but the fact of the matter is you put him on this journey, you put him on this streak to get to the world title, and you had him lose before it ever really got anywhere. Then why did we do it? Then what is the point? I could see getting him all the way to the world title and then having him lose, but you cut him off at the knees before he even got anywhere. So I'm tending to believe that when they booked this shit, they said, okay, all right, we'll change course. Now, it doesn't mean that they're not gonna put Jeff Jarrett in a main event spot to get a world title shot somewhere. But now that road to get there just got even more convoluted. He's gonna have to beat someone of noteworthy to get there. It's not gonna be Claudio. We see that. Is it gonna be MJF? Who's he gonna be? Who's gonna look up at the lights so Jeff Jarrett can get a world title match? Whoever it is gonna cause an outrage.
I hope you're right. I hope that they've pivoted here. I really do. His world title aspirations should have gone up in smoke after tonight. It should even be a thing. So, Jon Moxley, they did this little skit that they uploaded to their YouTube page. This promo was close up with Renee Paquette. So she was interviewing Claudio and Jon Moxley, and you saw Marina Shafir kickboxing back in the background, and somewhere Wheeler Yuta was back there, whatever. So Jon Moxley goes on and says about the AEW World Championship, why do you want to see the AEW World Championship? It's exactly where it needs to be. It's not something that should be paraded around. It's not something that should be held up like a toy. It's not something that people should be holding up, taking pictures with. You want the AEW World Championship? You want the AEW Championship? This is it. He points to himself. I'm the AEW Championship. It's from within, he continues to say. And then Claudio says, we're not here to kill AEW. Really? You're not here to kill AEW. Maybe someone should look at the fucking ratings when you're on TV. You're absolutely killing AEW. We're not here to destroy AEW. It's quite.
Doesn't that sound like the polar opposite of what they told us on day one, though?
Yes.
Okay.
It's quite the opposite. We're here to fix AEW. We're here to bring out the best in every single person that we step in the ring with, to get rid of what doesn't need to be here, he says. Gee, teaming with the Learning Tree really seems to be going well there, huh? I don't know what the fuck that means. To lay the beautiful foundation for the future. Will that take days? No. Will it take weeks? No. It will probably take however long it needs to take. This will be our greatest work, and it will last forever. Moxley then goes on to say, or maybe everyone can just stop asking questions and trust in us and just enjoy the damn ride. But Jon Moxley thinks he's Dwayne Johnson now all of a sudden. You fucking kidding me with that line? You got some fucking balls saying, stop asking questions, trust in us, and enjoy the damn ride. Nobody's enjoying the fucking ride. You're killing AEW. You're destroying AEW. It's taken months, and we don't know why this story even exists. Why? I don't get it. This will be our greatest work. This is your greatest. This is not even in the top 50 greatest storylines in AEW history. Your greatest work? How the fuck could you go out there and have those words come out of your mouth? Your greatest work. This is your greatest embarrassment. It's going to last forever. It's going to be the one thing that kills AEW forever. I've never seen a group of people and a company so fucking brain dead and so fucking just void of logic in my entire existence. I don't understand it. And then Renee sits there, she's standing there, the wife of Jon Moxley, as if everything he says is just right. How could you even air this segment? They aired it tonight, which I appreciate because, they posted it on YouTube first, and then normally they don't post it on the show, but they actually gave you a little snippet, 2 or 3 minutes of it on Dynamite tonight, which is fine. But what was your first reaction to this, Jesse? I mean, how can anybody sit there and say, yeah, this is not killing AEW. We're not here to kill AEW. Yes, you are.
Did you watch the very beginning of the segment where she addressed her being the wife of Moxley and everything?
I did not, no.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed this segment. I sat and watched the whole 20-minute bit from beginning to end. Now, if you sit and just watch the segment by itself, it was a damn good segment.
It was shot great. I love the vibe, the ambiance, the whole look. It's great.
Exactly. Yeah, that's where I was going. The segment was pretty good. When you apply it when you apply the context of everything that was said to the content of what we're getting on TV, just like everything else, it made no sense. Just like everything else, it made no sense. But if I'm going to pull this segment out and look at it at face value, what they shot, how they did it, I enjoyed the segment. She started off the segment by literally saying, let's address the elephant in the room. John is my husband and things like that. When the light, she explained it up. When the light turns on and what you guys see on television is the absolute polar opposite of what I deal with on a daily basis. A different man, but when it comes to his work, everything changed. And it flowed. It flowed. He went down. Everybody. The only thing I did not like about the segment is that Marina Shafir talked. I think everyone else spoke their mind about the whole situation. I think she just should have stayed quiet. I would have had Renee ask her questions and her not say fucking anything. The mystery behind her not speaking would have been a lot more interesting than what came out of her mouth.
She's being compared to China, right? When China was in DX, China wasn't always, for the most part, she was silent, but she had a word here and a word there. So it's all. I mean, we haven't heard her speak in months. So, I don't. What did she say? Did she say a full line? Did she say a word? What did she speak of?
She had a whole lot to say. I mean, she spoke a lot. It wasn't. I mean, if it was a must that she would have spoke, I would have kept it to one word answers, yes or no, mean mug. But she just started talking like her and Renee were having sitting down and having a cup of coffee at the table. It felt like it killed her ambiance. It killed from the vibe that she's supposed to be giving out. Not to mention her story and her journey through this group. It's less verbal and more physical. And Moxley did a pretty good job at explaining what her business was there and everything else. He can do that for her. It just leads to more interest in what she does as a physical threat than her talking. I think the more she talked, the more it killed her vibe. And I enjoy her vibe in this group. I mean, I was one that pitched for it to happen. She shouldn't talk. And this is me trying to improve what's going on with the whole thing of the Death Riders. She should talk about as much as Ricochet should talk. And I think that would help accentuate what they actually do well.
So that's the latest on the Death. This was not the end of the Death Riders on this show. You would think that this would be it. No, we got more Death Riders. We got more Death Riders still to come, folks, and it's not good. Renee interviewed Ricochet, who she informs that Tony Khan told her that if Swerve Strickland interferes in any capacity tonight, then his match against Ricochet next week will be called off. Ricochet was seen to be happy about this, and he'll tell her his thoughts on Collision Saturday. So it's time to go take care of business. So Ricochet went one-on-one with AR Fox. They're not really doing a lot to keep Ricochet's momentum after that great segment that you put over so much, Jesse, that I put over so much. It was the best thing that Ricochet has done since coming to AEW. They haven't made him look good since. And it's just been all downhill since that segment where he was bloodying Swerve and his blood was all over his white dress shirt with the scissor attack. Nothing since then has even been remotely close to that segment.
No. The original segment, fantastic. No notes, top tier. The follow-up segment was okay. It was good. It wasn't as good as the first one. It was fine. I think each week we're getting progressively worse. Ricochet is doing too much talking. He has not added another layer to this feud other than what we first got on week one. It's starting to get completely interesting. If nothing of interest happens with this feud come next week, it's dead in the water. It's done. You didn't follow up on the first attack, and now I just care that much less now.
Yeah, it is. It's not looking good out here. Listen, you got four hours of television per week, and AR Fox has found himself now on television back-to-back weeks. Listen, it may be a job match. It may be a squash match. It wasn't even that. It was a full-on, full-blown competitive wrestling match. It's like, why are you asking us to invest in near falls done by AR Fox on Ricochet when Ricochet is the man who should be built up here in a feud with Swerve Strickland? Everything in this company is ass backwards. Ricochet's momentum is suffering because you needed to throw him out there in a 12-minute exhibition against someone who's not even on fucking television and who's dead on Ring of Honor television. Why? This match, not everything, this is another criticism here that I fucking hate. Not everything needs to be 12 to 15 minutes in ring on this show. This match would have been best served in 3 minutes, 4 minutes tops, to get Ricochet over in a dominant way if he's going to go into Atlanta next week against Swerve Strickland in a match that you've been building for weeks. What the fuck are we doing, bro? Who gives a shit? And why are you asking me to invest all this time in AR Fox? Do it and get it over with.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
The match was pointless. Nothing advanced. the feud, I would have had Ricochet go after Nana again. I would have put Swerve in a match or something like that, and then have Ricochet go after Nana. My God, don't use scissors anymore. Let's not make scissors the official gimmick of the Ricochet brand. Can we stop that? He just used them because that was in his hand at the time. He is not going to become the new Scissor King. They need to stop doing that shit. Be creative. Do something different. Ricochet should be there tormenting the holy hell out of Swerve. Who means the most to Swerve Strickland right now? Nana. Get to him. Get in his head. Go burn his house down again. Something. I mean, just do something of interest. And don't talk. Stop having Ricochet talk. That is the biggest flaw in the Ricochet package. You signed Trevor Mann. You need to know that you are getting an athletic wrestler who's going to do the flippy shit, who can't talk. That means show us what he's great at, hide what he's not great at. Every time you put a live microphone in front of Ricochet, you lower his value. We're not here to judge Ricochet. We're not here to call him trash at this, trash at that. We're here to accentuate his greatness and hide his flaws. They are very bad at that. They got to stop having him talk.
You want to know how bad Dynamite was tonight? Solid Monster has already finished his stream at 1 hour and 36 minutes.
Wow.
That's how bad the show was. That not even him, who loves pro wrestling, could even stomach talking about Dynamite anymore. He couldn't even talk about it after sitting through this terrible show for 2 hours. Believe that?
Wow. And we didn't even text throughout this whole show.
No, normally we do. Not a fucking word.
Not a word. Nothing of interest.
Nope.
No, we got on right before the show. It was like, okay, ready to do this, and we were both like, yeah, this shit sucked. It did. We did not influence each other's reaction or anything. We just collectively sat and watched it and then came on to get this show over with. So I'm with him. Makes sense.
Jason is sick too. Yeah, he looked a little sick towards the end of the stream. He was. I mean, he had a great stream last night with what we did on TNT. But if he's sick, hopefully he gets better. Yeah, it's the weather's weird, man. Last week it was like fucking was like 15 degrees, and now yesterday was like 40 something degrees. It's like it's all over the fucking place.
Yeah, it's gonna be 50. It's gonna be 50 here tomorrow.
So yeah, post-match, Ricochet grabbed gold scissors from behind the turnbuckle. Someone on commentary says, where did they come from? Did he have them in his trunks? Yes, I'm sure he wrestled with fucking golden scissors in his trunks, you fucking idiot. Fucking Shivani. What an awful commentator.
So they touched on it a little bit later, like at the end with when Swerve came out and everything else, and they touched on Swerve and AR Fox's history together.
Yep.
Not once did they mention Ricochet and AR Fox's history together in Lucha Underground.
Well, you know, Tony booked this match tonight with Lucha Underground in mind. He's like, oh, I could do Lucha Underground last week. I could do Lucha Underground this week.
Oh, God.
You know, like anybody fucking remembers Lucha Underground except for the hardcore of the hardcore. Oh, my goodness. Speaking of hardcore, we have another $100 bomb from my guy, Adam Casper. $100 bomb. He says, I'm still awake. LOL. Listen, brother, I'm glad you're still awake. We are glad you're still awake.
Yeah, right.
Adam Casper's looking to win this Royal Rumble pool. I'll tell you that right now. He may be in the lead with the most picks, with the most entries so far. It's crazy. So he had the golden scissors. Swerve appeared under the ring, dragged Ricochet outside, sent him crashing into the barricade. This was, you know, the stipulation was he can't attack during the match, otherwise the match gets tossed next week. So he waited till after the match was over. Strickland wanted to Swerve stomp. Ricochet grabbed AR Fox and used him as a shield, holding the gold scissors to his throat. Ricochet tossed Fox aside and ran away as Strickland stared at him as he stood on the top rope. Nowhere to run in 1 week, says Swerve Strickland. Great. Another week of attempted murder here on AEW Dynamite, and no repercussions at all for Mr. Rick O'Shea.
You might as well be running around with a knife. I mean, what the fuck are we...
I don't know, man. Who gives a shit? Should be a fine match. What happens? Who wins? Who wins? Ricochet almost needs to win this next week, right?
At this point, it looks like he can just go ahead and take the L and nobody would care anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe
Because
maybe we get
watched his heel
Samantha.
turn.
Yeah, maybe we get Samantha.
Yeah, if he wins because of his fucking wife, man, that's an extra L for Ricochet. I mean, come on, man.
Chris Jericho. We got a New York minute that did not last a New York minute. This was 3 New York minutes. So apparently he's in a new movie called Dark Match, which is shown on Shudder this weekend. Never heard of this channel or this movie station. Nor do I care. New York Minute with Jericho said it's nice to be in the land of the Crimson Toad. Jericho said his new movie is violent, and speaking of violent, Big Bill took out Powerhouse Hobbs last week. Bill says he put Jericho's words into action and feels stronger because of it. Jericho says that makes him proud of himself for being such a great mentor, but he didn't take out Hobbs permanently, so he has to learn more. Jericho says he and Brian Keith will take on the Outrunners this week on Collision. Great. I can't wait to not tune in. Why have the Outrunners not been on Dynamite is what I want to know. If they're so over, why are they not on the A show?
Well, they're not over anymore because they, for some reason, get their push stopped, halted, derailed, stalled. No one cares anymore. The Outrunners had lost that natural momentum they had, so.
Oh, but they can't get over on their own. Otherwise, they're gonna leave me.
That's what Tony's mentality is. Yeah, I know. Well, listen, this should have happened.
They should have happened. They should have. They do it now. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Jericho has never seen the Outrunners anywhere else but AWTV, and Keith yelled it was like the Mandela effect. Jericho said, "Bye, guys." And his smirk slowly faded to anger. Yeah, bye, guys. Switchblade.
The thing is, this shit is still on TV.
I don't know.
Gee,
I wonder why there's so much negativity.
This has to be, by far and away, the absolute worst version of Chris Jericho we've ever seen in his whole career.
And he don't care.
And he doesn't care.
He don't care. Imagine throwing away years of a great career for this shit and then losing all the respect of the fans. Imagine that. Couldn't be me. Switchblade Jay White versus Wheeler Useless. This went almost, 15 minutes?
It was a long time.
15 minutes. You could hear a fucking pin drop in this arena. Legitimately, nobody cared. No. Nobody. I don't know on what planet anybody's writing this show in a boardroom somewhere and they say, you know what this show needs? More Death Riders. You know what this show needs? More Wheeler Yuta in a 20-minute match. More Wheeler Yuta in a 20-minute match selling for, or Jay White selling for Wheeler Yuta, selling the knee in a match with Wheeler Yuta. Gee, I wonder why the ratings are in the fucking toilet. Gee, I wonder why there's so much negativity on social media when it comes to AEW. Who asked for this?
Wow.
You want charisma vacuum. The definition of charisma vacuum. Open up fucking Webster's dictionary and you'll find a face of Wheeler Yuta sitting right there. Who cares? Is Wheeler Yuta a great pro wrestler? Sure. Depends on who you talk to. But is he somebody I want to see on TV multiple times a show in a 15-minute match with Jay White, who is amongst the elite in this company, selling a knee for Wheeler Yuta? Oh, but JD, he's battling the Death Riders. And then I get told that he's not getting a world championship match against Jon Moxley because they're venturing down to Australia. Oh, but he's from Auckland, New Zealand, JD. Who gives a shit? It's in the same fucking vicinity. It's the same part of the globe. Isn't Toni Storm from the same fucking area?
Yep.
Who asked for this? How many of you shut the show off at this match? That's what I want to know. I even tweeted this match was still going on. I got up. I went to go clean my fucking espresso machine. I got up. I cleaned it. I came back. The match was still on. The match was still going. I'm like, what am I watching here, man? Am I in the fucking Twilight Zone? Holy shit. Jesse, how, man? Remember the day and age, man, where we would see seas of fucking people, man, tens upon thousands of people, and the energy on the show was fucking resonating through the TV, man, and we were excited to see great matches and story and emotion. And here we are, man, 2,100 people in a 10,000-seater tonight in Mobile, Alabama, with Wheeler Yuta wrestling on fucking TV for 20 fucking minutes. Where did we go wrong, bro? How did we take the detour and just get completely fucking lost to the point of no return? How?
I don't know, man. When I signed on to do these reviews, it was fun. It was fun. You mean to tell me
I'm having a blast?
watch?
I'm having a fucking blast, man. We got 3,700 fucking people in here, man. I don't give a shit. I'm having a great time.
We get to watch this great new upstart company give us the kind of wrestling we've been wanting for years and we couldn't get anywhere else. This is great. Fuck yeah, man. Let's watch this shit. Now, oh my God. I told my family that we were getting ready to plan our evening. I was like, okay, well, we'll do dinner about this time, but then I gotta bail because I gotta watch AEW tonight. My wife goes, ugh, sorry. I mean, what kind of reaction is that? She knows I used to love watching this shit. Now she's like, ugh, sorry to hear that.
That's terrible. Fire Panda in the chat. What's up, Fire Panda? What happened to Solomonster tonight, Fire Panda? What happened? He's off the air. Is he? Did this show make him ill? Did this show give him food poisoning? I don't know. Maybe they served up a dose of something with some dairy in it, and he got sick. I don't know. Jesus Christ, man, this is fucking bad. Oh my God, man, Jay White, what the fuck are they doing? Is it Jay White? I don't get it. I don't understand it. This went on for almost 20 minutes, bro.
Yep.
20 minutes. He wanted a Blade Runner. He went for multiple Blade Runners. Yuta rolled through into a schoolboy, comes back with a German. Yuta looked for a splash, rolled through, wanted a Busaiku knee, ran right into a Blade Runner. 1, 2, 3, and that was it. Fire Panda says the show made Solomonster sicker. I gotta. Usually I save him for. I'll have my latte in the morning. And I'll listen to him in the morning. I'll probably listen to it tonight while I monetize the stream. After the match, the Death Riders hit the ring. They attacked Jay White. Rated FTR came out, quickly made the save before things got out of hand. Cope shook Jay White's hand as Dax Harwood took the microphone for another rah-rah speech in Mobile, Alabama. Dax says he doesn't hate how Death Riders operate, but hates how they tried to end the 67-year-old hero of his, Ricky Morton, last week. Gee, Dax, I would love to know why anybody gives a shit about Ricky Morton when the fucking company failed to mention that they weren't even at the fucking show last week. Who gives a fuck about Ricky Morton? Does anybody give a shit about the Rock and Roll Express?
Well, I didn't like when they were tied up to shelves in the back. I thought that was pretty heinous. So.
They were in the building last week, and not a single person that worked for this company let anybody know watching at home that they were in the building. Gee, I wonder why I should care about the fucking Rock and Roll Express. And he's only 67-year-old? Ricky Morton? Is he really that young? I thought he was in his 80s.
Really? That's pretty.
Shad, how old is Ricky? He's got to be at least 80, no?
Let me see. How old is Ricky Morton?
53 years old.
That's Ricky Martin.
Living La Vida Loca.
67.
He's 67 years old, man. He looks like he's fucking 90.
67, bruh.
Oh, my.
Hey, man. You know the lifestyle of a pro wrestler in the 80s, bro. Come on, man.
I don't know.
Come on. That's 67 years old as a pro wrestler in the 80s. That's like dog years.
Ricky Morton was beat up last week with Robert Gibson. Harwood said Dennis Condrey is there tonight, and on his name, Google it. Who's Dennis Condrey, man?
Who's Dennis Condrey?
Who the fuck cares, man?
Dennis Condrey. Dennis Condrey is an American retired professional wrestler. He is best known for his appearances in the Continental Wrestling Association, Jim Crockett. Why does this matter?
Oh my God, man. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Really? We're watching a show in 2025 and you're giving me you're digging up fossils from the fucking AWA in Smoky Mountain. Who the fuck cares? Who cares?
Bro.
I wish the ratings go into the 400,000s just because Dax was on the fucking show.
Man, that's messed up.
Yeah, exactly. Who? Dennis Condrey. Dennis Quaid? Dennis Hopper? Dennis the Menace? Any one of these people I mentioned is more interesting than Dennis Condrey.
Nope.
On Collision, they'll see the Death Riders in a Mid-South street fight.
What does that even mean? It's a street fight.
So let me get this straight. The Death Riders hold the Trios Championships, right?
Yes.
So Dax, with how intelligent our friend Dax Harwood is, he didn't want to team with Cope and his partner Cash to potentially take the Trios Championships off of the Death Riders, but instead he wants himself and Cash to wrestle Jon Moxley and Claudio, or whoever is going to be part of this thing. We don't even fucking know. In a Mid-South street fight for absolutely no reason. Is that what you want me to believe?
Yeah.
Or am I to believe that the Trio Championship means something in this company? Or what? Have they even been showcased on television this year?
They've been defended? Have they been
seen physically? Has light shined upon them?
Are they in briefcases?
I don't. Maybe they melted them into gold. I don't know. You better off buying a replica on AEW Shop. That's where the Trio Championships are.
Eric Bischoff says Will Ospreay is a million miles from being the best wrestler.
Well, in the world?
Quote, he's not drawing any money. He's not drawing ratings. He's not drawing anything.
I don't blame that at all on Will Ospreay. That's not Will Ospreay's fault.
I don't think Eric Bischoff.
You, if you take Ospreay out of AEW and put him in WWE, he'd be drawing money. Guarantee it.
I don't think. See, guys like Bischoff and Russo and stuff like that, they equate your wrestling ability to money, which is not the same thing. We're not talking about draws. We're not talking about household names. We're not talking about drawing merchandise. We're talking about in-ring work. We're talking about bell to bell. Best wrestler. Will Ospreay is a better pro wrestler than Roman Reigns. Now, we're going to talk about drawing. That's a different fucking story. Roman Reigns is the biggest fucking draw. All right? Just because you draw, Stone Cold Steve Austin was a draw. Stone Cold couldn't wrestle for shit, man. But he was the fucking main event. He was the draw. He was the reason everybody was coming there. That's great. That's good. That's what gets people through the door. But if I'm planning like a 60-minute Iron Man match, I'm not putting Stone Cold in that. That's not what he does. That's not his forte. So I think there's two different categories that Eric is intertwining there. Best wrestler is not always the best draw. John Cena drew money. He wasn't the best wrestler. Now, he was no slouch, but he wasn't the best wrestler.
Well, the company can't draw an open of the show to the end of the show and produce a good program. You want me to think that they're going to take Will Ospreay and make him into a fucking ratings draw? I mean, look at the show. Look at the show he wrestles on. The fucking leader of this show, the leader of the locker room, the boss, the CEO, the guy that signs the paychecks, is a clueless fucking hack. He's not going to bring Will Ospreay to the superstar that Will Ospreay deserves to be. If I'm Will Ospreay and my 3 years is up in this company, I'm jumping ship almost immediately after the 3 years is up. Almost immediately. There's no reason for Will Ospreay to stay in AEW. None. Same with MJF. I would even be surprised if Kenny Omega stays with AEW after his contract is up. You don't think Kenny Omega wants a WrestleMania match?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You're not doing anything to keep these guys interested. Nothing. The only thing keeping them interested is the fucking money you're lining with lining their pockets with. That's it. That's not a reason to fucking care about coming to work.
Stone Cold could wrestle. That's a wild take. Bro, Kenny Omega versus Stone Cold in a match. Who's getting outworked in that match?
What are we talking about? Stone Cold
Pro
can't wrestle?
wrestling.
Go watch WrestleMania 13 with Bret the Hitman Hart and tell me Stone Cold can't wrestle.
I said he can't do a
Stone
Will
Cold,
Ospreay.
You know, he doesn't have to. He never had to.
Why not?
Why does Stone Cold need to wrestle like Will Ospreay? He needs to go out there, stomp a mud hole in people, throw the middle finger around, drink a beer, fucking do a Luthez press, a stunner, and that's it.
Yeah, that's that's the shit. I love it.
What does Stone Cold need to do? Fucking Hurricane Ranas and fucking topes over the top rope to get everybody interested?
No, he does do what you do to draw the crowds. That's what you do. That doesn't mean you're a great pro. Vince McMahon drew money. Is he a great pro wrestler? People showed up to watch him get his ass kicked. Is he a great wrestler?
But he's Vince McMahon.
That's not my question. Is he a great wrestler?
Vince McMahon wasn't a pro wrestler.
Right. He's a draw, but not a pro wrestler.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Okay.
Mariah May. Mayday. Toni Storm. They showed the interaction on Collision last week. The performance of a lifetime. The return of Timeless Toni Storm. It was a great segment. Don't get me wrong. They showed the segment again here, just the highlights of it, where Toni said that she is going to shove Mariah back up the womb and rip her friggin' tits off. It's a great segment. Probably one of the best segments that Collision has ever aired, honestly. So we go to Renee Paquette, who welcomes Mariah May to the stage. Tony Schiavone calls May a typical mean girl. Aw, poor Tony. Tony can't get a date with Mariah May. Aw. As May says, it's great to be in Huntsville, but maybe they should change the first letter of Huntsville to a C. Yes, let's call it Cuntsville, huh? Sure.
Hold on. I don't have my rim shot anymore. Damn it.
May says they're not playing this game. Tony is not real. As she got into Renee's face. May said Tony wants to play the role of Toni Storm. Why doesn't she play the role of the woman who used her for gold? Play Toni Storm, whose most memorable moment was bleeding and crying in May's hands, or one who walked out of AEW Japan and in Mexico because she couldn't touch May. Play whatever version you want. The ending is still the same. When you're this good, you don't change a thing. May is the woman from hell, and she will always be something she'll remind Storm for the rest of her life. Look now and never forget, this is your AEW Women's World Champion. May held up the title, and there was no appearance from Toni Storm following what was a great segment. So my question to everybody watching, and I'm sure some of the people who are working in AEW, my question to everybody is, with the amount of garbage that you booked on this show tonight, I said it on Sunday morning when I watched this segment on Collision. I said the first thing that popped into my head is like, why is this not on Dynamite? Why didn't they save this for Dynamite? All these types of segments should be filtered through the A show, and then whatever the follow-up is should be on Collision, whatever that may be. So people were like, oh, well, don't we need to build up Collision, JD? We need to make Collision a viable program on Saturday night. Let me tell you something, you fucking fat, overweight fucking geek, you slobs. Tony hasn't made Collision a viable program since the day he fired CM Punk. So now all of a sudden we need to make Collision a viable program. I don't know what fucking planet you're from. I don't know what tree you're grown on. You people are fucking retarded, number one. This segment needed to be on Dynamite. And now with the show that you got tonight, you could see why I am correct in my statement. This show needed to be, or this segment needed to be on Dynamite. I don't know why You're wasting these segments on Collision. A Collision, by the way, Jesse, that drew 250,000 viewers, one of the lowest viewership numbers in the history of the show, that went up against Saturday night's main event and went up against a fucking football game. I don't know, no football game. This football games were on Sunday. Something else. There was a basketball game or something going on. They wasted it because AEW said, well, WWE's competing on the same night. We'll show them. Ha-ha. You didn't show anybody. Clearly, you didn't show anybody. Nobody fucking saw it. So why did we...
show.
And it was a damn good show. Why didn't we wait till this Wednesday to do this segment? That's what I want to know. How did you feel about it?
I mean, would it have saved anything?
No.
Would it have been, I mean, you know, I think at this point we're splitting hairs. I mean, we need a lot more drastic of change to happen rather than move this to this day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's at the end of the day, that segment wasn't gonna, you know, be a deal breaker for anything else. They need a lot more to change. They need consistency. They needed a lot. Moving this one segment was not gonna make or break any ratings or anything like that, no matter what they were going up against. We need drastic change. We need consistent change. I mean, I can appreciate the fact that they didn't just give up hope because they were going up against Saturday night's main event and everything else. They managed to put on a pretty good show. Nobody's going to see it live. I guess the hope is people are going to hear that Collision was actually a pretty good show and then go back and check it out and then maybe tune in next week. But then next week, the show's going to fucking suck. It's going to go back to just being garbage again, and then they're going to tune out.
What do you know, JD? I thought Collision was a great show. And Mariah May, I hope she doesn't get her tits ripped off before I can touch them first because I'm a smelly virgin.
Oh, man, the life of a sicko, man. The life of a sicko.
Man.
Yes, Collision drew an 8.4 on cagematch.net. That's the only thing Tony cares about. Oh, it's a 250,000 viewer rating, man, but we got an 8.4 on Cage Match.
Man.
So who wins here? What happened? What happened? What? Huh?
Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, is Tony going to beat Mariah in Australia? Mike?
Oh, of course, man. What do you mean?
There's no chance of Mariah winning, huh?
I mean, there's no... This is AEW creative. There's a fantastic chance that she could win.
Well, we got Revolution coming up in 3 weeks after that show, man. So we need a women's title match, no?
Where is this match happening again?
Australia, mate.
Okay. And you're going to go in there and have Toni Storm lose.
Sure.
I guess. I mean, so it's possible.
Maybe Kyle Fletcher pins Will Ospreay. I don't know. Maybe they which is another thing. Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega, the babyface, is going into Australia against Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita, who is from Australia. Are the heels going to be the babyfaces in that match? I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe that one snuck by them in the creative meetings.
Oh my God, bro. What is happening, man?
I don't know. What happened?
And when are we getting that Australia show?
February 15th, apparently.
No. When are we getting that Australia show?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not watching the day of. I'll be sleeping.
Is it going to air live?
Air live? No.
No.
This, by the way, geeks, and everybody. I seen Sap try to correct me. This was absolutely going to be a pay-per-view. They had every intention when this was announced last All In. This was announced the day of All In. This was going to be a pay-per-view. They had thoughts and dreams and hopes and aspirations. This was going to be a pay-per-view. They booked this big Suncorp Stadium, right? 50,000 people. You'd think that they were going to do a TV special, a Dynamite or a Collision, with 50,000 people in attendance? Well, what are you, mental? This was absolutely going to be a pay-per-view. Then AEW realized that they made a grave mistake because they thought they were hot shit. They didn't sell any tickets whatsoever. They had a downscale to a fucking 12,000 seater. They put no promotion into the show. Then they moved it from pay-per-view to basic cable/streaming. And now we don't even know what time the fucking show is airing. So they had every reason to put this on pay-per-view. Now they don't. And now they want nothing to do with it. And now it's going to go on at 2:30 in the morning on a 21-hour tape delay. And nobody gives a fuck. Their hottest women's match, that hottest women's act is going to win the women's championship in front of legitimately no one while everybody is sleeping. I'll be sleeping on Saturday night, man, and Toni Storm's going to be winning a championship that nobody gives a fuck about.
What? I mean, so, all right, why did they move it from pay-per-view to TV?
Because they didn't sell tickets. They didn't sell, and they're still not selling tickets. They're not selling tickets, and they're giving away. I had people reach out to me from that part of the world telling me that they're giving away 2-for-1 tickets. And AEW and whoever the ticket, distribution is down there, Ticketmaster, whatever, they can't get refunds because now all of a sudden AEW needs to fill the stadium, and they're giving away 2-for-1 tickets. Meanwhile, these people bought singular tickets, and now AEW is giving away 2-for-1 and not giving any refunds. Do you believe that? That is terrible.
On, right? The show is, if the show is still going on, they're not going to refund it.
But they're now giving away 2-for-1 tickets when they charge people individual ticket prices.
Oh yeah, that's shitty. Yeah, that is.
How are you going to give away 2-for-1 when people already bought individual to single tickets? Say, for example, you want to take your wife. You bought 2 tickets for her and you, and now they're giving away 2-for-1. It's like you're going to buy a ticket for yourself and get one for your wife for free. They're not even giving refunds.
Wow. If they just keep it on pay-per-view, it can run on Max, but they worried about the capacity of the arena? I mean...
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. We got my guy again. This guy is a fucking beast. Casper with a $100 super chat. So it's going to be tape delayed. I'm done. I think everybody's done, brother. Everybody's legitimately done with AEW. Meanwhile, we're not done. We got 3,600 fucking people in here, man. Gee, I wonder why we got more people. We got almost double, Jesse, than the amount of people that were actually in attendance tonight. You believe that?
Yes, entirely. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, my goodness, man.
All of it.
Listen, Jesse may do a watch-along for this show. He may do a watch-along for Grand Slam, and then he may set a goal and try to lure you guys into convincing him to join me on a very late stream Sunday night. That night, right? You're not doing a stream, huh?
No.
Okay.
No, I am doing a Royal Rumble watch along.
Well, that's good.
I'm gonna set up some kind of contest and everything too.
Good. There you go. Yeah, let's get through this show, man. This is the Gun Club. Oh my goodness, they're coming back. Gun Club was shown as they're looking at the past highlights of their career at AEW, training for their return. Jay White's voice is heard throughout as they hit the guns up line at the end. Gee, man, I wonder who Jay White's going to align himself with and battle the Death Riders with. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Right.
They lost 2 tag teams and now gain 1. Danny Garcia will defend the TNT title against Kyle O'Reilly and Lee.
And who?
He's going to defend the title against Kyle O'Reilly and Lee Moriarty in a 3-way on Collision. Oh, my God, man. Are we legitimately spinning a roulette wheel backstage and whoever it lands on, it lands on?
That's possible. It's possible.
The most random of match. Who cares? How could anyone care? Oh, highlights of the Hurt Syndicate winning the AEW Tag Team titles was shown. MVP said he recognized his Private Party for fighting hard. Is that what they did last week? I didn't see it. He must have been watching a different match. It wasn't their fault for running into a dominant tandem in Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, who will hold the titles as long as they choose. Name the time and the place. They're the Hurt Syndicate, and they hurt people.
Exciting, right?
Your next video is going to be about Stone Cold not being as good as Ospreay?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a serious topic?
Yeah.
Why?
Everybody here thinks that Stone Cold's a better wrestler than Will Ospreay. So that's the video.
You're going into the realm of just pissing everybody off, huh?
You guys think the guy with broken knees and necks is better than Will Ospreay? I'm gonna do a video on it, man.
Oh man, backstage we got Taya Valkyrie and Deonna Purrazzo. Oh my goodness, man! I don't believe
There you
it.
go.
I don't believe it.
Dynamite. Boom. Boom.
Deonna said it should have been her in this match against Mercedes, but Taya said Harley Cameron stuck her balloons where they don't belong.
They are nice balloons, though.
They are lovely balloons.
Yes.
Now Harley Cameron belongs to the Vendetta, and on Collision, they're coming to collect. So let me predict how this plays out. Deonna was venting, or apparently she was caught venting, or Fightful reported that she was venting about how she doesn't like the way she's being used. So Tony sees and hears, because he's got like 15 burners. He sees everything. He's like, all right, she's complaining. I'll put her in a match. We do a 4-way on Collision. The winner gets a shot at Mercedes on Dynamite for the TBS title. He books Yuka Sakazaki to beat Deonna Purrazzo in this fatal 4-way, pin her. She gets the match, and Deonna takes the pinfall loss as a punishment for Fightful reporting that she was complaining about how she's being used on AEW television. Fast forward to tonight, where she makes another appearance because Tony is just going to fucking continue to throw egg yolk on her face. She says that now they're coming for Harley Cameron. So my prediction is come Saturday, Jesse. We talked about this last week. I didn't really believe it was a real statistic. Salamaster confirmed with me. We talked about this last night as well. We confirmed it on Wednesday as well through cagematch.net. Harley Cameron has not won a singles match in AEW since she's been on television. So come Saturday, when she beats Taya Valkyrie, I guess, she's going to get her win over the Vendetta. So there you go, man. Tony Khan just loves to be petty, man. Deonna, you want to complain? I'm going to bury you, and I'm going to bury your partner in the same week, man. That's how it goes.
Well, I think the complaint was nobody was happy that she was just stuck on Collision. You know, let's get her on Dynamite. You want her on Dynamite? Okay. Put her on Dynamite.
Sure. Is anybody clamoring to see fucking the Vendetta on Dynamite?
No,
Are you?
I told you a long time ago. I didn't even know that was a thing, but they're a tag team. They're a women's tag team and a division that has no tag team titles. Why are they a tag team?
I don't know.
What are they working together to get to? What is their goal?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yep.
Yuka Sakazaki. She won one-on-one with Mercedes Mone for the TBS title. This was your main event for AEW Dynamite that I read. The main event of Dynamite. Believe that?
Which led me to believe that something of importance was going to happen in the main event.
Well, what does Yuka do? What is her thing? She don't say nothing. She just does. Is that what she? Is that what she does?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. She's the laughing magical girl who flies in on a magic carpet.
She's just fun. She's happy. She wrestles and she smiles. Well, she's got that intriguing story going on with her. You know. Oh, God. Maybe she could have been the one to take down Mercedes, though. That's the vibe I was getting.
Who?
And I know.
Yuka.
She's about the size of Mercedes titles put together. Yuka could be another title that Mercedes walks around with and carries on her shoulder.
Yuka, before Saturday, hasn't appeared on AEW television since Dynamite Grand Slam on September 25th, 2024.
And she beat Deonna Purrazzo.
My question is, why is this woman, Tony, Why is this woman in a main event on your A show for a TBS title that is held by a legit Hall of Famer at this point in her career? When Yuka hasn't even been on television September, October, November, December. We're going into February now. 4.5 months, 5 months. This woman hasn't been on television for 4.5, 5 months. She's not even a part of the active fucking roster. I don't even think people realize that you had her employed before fucking Saturday's Collision. Why is she on television in the main event of your A show when you have everybody else on this roster that you could have built up for a spot that actually meant something? You want me to emotionally pour my fucking feelings into Yuka Sakazaki on Dynamite, right?
She could have easily been replaced with Riho. And we'd be in the same spot. Like, why is she here? Same thing. Why is Yuka here? Why is Sheeta here? She just found someone and boop, plucked them in, and you beat Deonna Purrazzo on Saturday, and you get Mercedes on Wednesday. Nobody cares.
This woman lost to Mariah May at Grand Slam, and she wins a fatal 4-way. There you go, man. Here's a championship match, man. Here's the championship match. Thank you for coming. Who asked for this? Who asked for this? Does nobody care in this company to tell a compelling story? Gee, I wonder what's wrong with the women's division in AEW. Man, oh man, it's so tough to figure out why Deonna Purrazzo is fucking complaining.
Wow.
Mercedes wins. Who the fuck won the fatal 4-way? Yuka won to lose to Mercedes. Thanks for winning, but losing on Wednesday. We knew the outcome before we even got into Monday.
Yep.
Mercedes wins. It's basically all I got to say there. What do you want to know about the match? Are people going to remember this barn burner of a match tomorrow night? No. No, they're not. They're going to wake up tomorrow and fucking forgot it even happened.
Collision was better than Dynamite this week.
Mone trapped in the corner. Sakazaki hit a snap German. She went for the Mexican Girl Splash. Mone got the knees up. Pump knee. Powerbomb. Mone maker. Goodbye. Show was over. Thanks for coming. Mobile, Alabama. Fucking ridiculous. This show is this show sucks. This show is awful. It's fucking awful. Collision's looking like this on Saturday. The Vendetta looked to collect on Harley Cameron. Timeless Toni Storm will appear on Saturday. Where was she tonight? I don't know. Hook and Samoa Joe will tag up against Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne. Ricochet addresses Swerve Strickland. Chris Jericho and Brian Keith versus the Outrunners. Danny Garcia and the TNT title will be on the line against Kyle O'Reilly and Lee Moriarty. And FTR versus Jon Moxley and Wheeler Useless in a Mid-South street fight. Great. Have fun with that one, Jesse. Wait till it hits Max on fucking Sunday afternoon, bro. Seriously. This show is fucking garbage. Garbage. Super chats. Let's get into it. Actually, you know what? Before we get to the super chats, I gotta add to run, man. We can't forget my sponsor tonight, which this is great because I get to use the fucking bathroom, and I get a cold beverage because I'm out. I've been out. I don't know. Nobody served me another drink over here, man. I'm dehydrated. Fucking ridiculous. Z-Biotics. Speaking of drinks, Z-Biotics is sponsoring the show tonight. Pre-alcohol probiotic drink. We are sponsored by my great friends over at Z-Biotics, man. You're going to have a good time when you get yourself right before you go out. See this little bottle right here? You drink one of these bad boys, you go out, have a couple of drinks, you're going to wake up fresh as a daisy the next morning, man. Nothing's going to be interrupted. Your gym session's going to be just like it usually is. You're going to go to work and be on top of your game, man. Tonight's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Z-Biotics. I'm going to hit you guys with a couple of harsh truths today, man. We're getting older. It's basically all I got to say. We're getting older. You and me, we're getting older. We can't go out and party like we used to. We can't go out and drink like we were 23 years old. It's not going to happen anymore. We as adults have responsibilities. Every time you go out and drink that one drink and you wake up the next morning and you say, man, I shouldn't have had that last drink, you end up regretting it. How do you feel the next morning? You feel like complete garbage. You don't feel your best. You don't go to work. Sometimes you call out of work. You don't go to the gym. Your gym schedule gets all messed up. Us content creators, that one video that everybody's waiting for doesn't get done. I got a surefire way for you guys to go out and have some fun and still get your work done and feel great the next morning. And it's all because of Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink. You drink responsibly, you keep hydrated, you pop one of these before any of that happens, and you're going to be good to go, man. Your nights are going to be great, and your next day is going to be even greater. Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. And how it works, guys, is very simple. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It is this byproduct, not dehydration, that is to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. So just remember to make Z-Biotics your first drink of the night, and please drink responsibly, and you'll feel your very best tomorrow. So if you guys want to feel your best tomorrow after a night of drinking, make sure you click the link in the description. zbiotics.com/script. 15% off your first order at checkout when you use code SCRIPT. Also, Z-Biotics offers a 100% money-back guarantee. If you guys are not satisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Once again, that's zbiotics.com/script. Thank you to Z-Biotics for sponsoring tonight's show right here on Off the Script. Let's get into your super chats. Thank you guys for a great stream, man. We had 3,700 people in here tonight. Over 1,100 likes. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. JD and Jesse OTS. Will there be a rant tonight? Yeah. This was at 6:07 p.m. Oh, I hope we entertained you, Michael. Hacky Sack with the new membership. That's false because I see a golden microphone next to his name. I don't know why that happens. Thank you, Hacky Sack. King Mo Jackson with a $1.99. Entering the pool. Sent super chats last night. All right. Thank you, brother. Good luck. Joey Taylor with 11. JD, do two things. I'm ready for the Royal Rumble. And DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns 2 out of 3 falls will steal the show at the Royal Rumble. I hope Punk and EO win the Rumble matches for the men and women. Those are my picks. Those are my picks, Joey. Jesse, who's going to win the Royal Rumble?
John Cena.
John Cena. What about the ladies? I know you want EO. I know EO's your sentimental favorite, huh?
Well, duh. But after that, Charlotte.
Oh, God.
You asked me who was going to win, not who I wanted to win.
Melvin in the chat. J. Melvin. JD, have you ever been to Italy? No, I have not. One of these days. One of these days. One of these days, I'll be sitting in a nice fucking Italian cafe drinking a nice espresso. Manually pulled by some fucking old white-haired dude who speaks no English. Hardy Punk Steel Cage 09. Hanger always has been the main character of AEW. A fallen angel reignites the light in the dark. A lost soul rekindles the heart and fire within the cowboy. Maybe. Do I trust this writing team to tell that story? No, I do not. Michelle with it too. Why do AEW faces never get help when jumped? It's a good question. Like Jesse said, Jarrett's out there. He's got a fucking 8-foot monster in the back that seemingly has just disappeared. Nobody can find him.
Oh, just hanging out.
Joey Taylor with a $2 super chat. Thank God Jeff Jarrett lost. Yes, thank God. He'll be on TV next week. Sinister Classic with a $2 super chat in 27 months. Just another meh episode. I find myself falling asleep even though I do watch alongs every Wednesday. Am I a fool to believe Cody would ever come back? Yes, Cody's never coming back, bro. The company's going to be out of business sooner rather than later. Cody's never coming back. Sinister also says, I just missed the AEW that Cody was a part of. Yeah, me too. So did Jesse. Everything went downhill as soon as he left. Michelle with a 2. Mox is making himself bigger than the belt. He is. In his demented mind, he thinks he is. Nick Positano with 27 months. At what point do the vets like Cope, Jarrett, Jericho say enough is enough? This isn't working. I mean, geez, this is awful. Thanks, guys. They don't care, Nick, because they're getting paid very well, and they don't give a shit about anything but themselves. It's the fact of the story. BC King with a 20. This shit absolutely sucked. Rip this show apart, JD. You and Jesse are killing the game, man. Inspiring stuff. Gotta hit the hay, but I'll be listening when I get to work. Have a good show tonight, gang. Thank you, BC King. Have a good day at work, brother. We're killing the game, Jesse.
Of course, man. That's what we do.
Easy.
All day, man.
Easy with a $5 super chat. It's easy, and it's easy with a $5 super chat. I'm really starting to believe that TK is so prideful, he'd rather watch his product die than get the help he needs to get AEW back on the right track. Yeah, sounds familiar, doesn't it? Sounds very familiar.
I know, right?
It's crazy. Beyond the Scripts with a $10 super chat. Love you, JD. Sean's view came up tonight. Can we get an impression? My baby daughter! Wait, he came up where? He came up where? He came up to you?
Where?
He came up where? And then he says, Tony Carter.
That guy's a fucking psychopath.
Hardy Punk Steel Cage 09. JD, bless you. TK is a defiant child who seeks attention by booking horribly on purpose and can't stand the fact that feds are about to go on booking warfare. Bro, Royal Rumble needs to deliver big. It needs to deliver big, man. We got to see some big shit happen. I'm talking Sammy steel chair to the back of Roman type big Saturday. Thank you, Jason Barker with the 100 earlier. Tommy Brannigan with a 10. Super ready for the Royal Rumble on Saturday. JD and Jesse, it's going to be awesome. OTS for life. Thank you, Tommy. Juan Quintoro in the chat says, what grade are you in, Jesse? Juan, he is in a grade that you have flunked several times over, brother. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Hollywood Chuck Hogan is going to win the Royal Rumble. Okay. Pedro Rivera with a 999. Best show in the IWC. Thanks for all you do, JD. Thank you, Pedro. Joseph Gonzalez with a 499. This is OTS where y'all watch Dynamite, so we don't have to. I urge you guys not to watch. You should be doing everything in your power to harm the company. Because they never learn. They don't want to learn. They don't want to listen. And they, like somebody said before, defiant. Hardy Punk Steel Cage says they're defiant. He's the defiant child. Absolutely. JP5150 with a 52 months. AW is lost with zero hope for recovery. And at this point, Tony just wants to see his company disappear forever. What an awful show. Can you imagine what the Young Bucks are thinking at home? Can you imagine what Kenny's probably thinking but can't say anything? They all know it's a sinking ship.
Oh, yeah.
You don't think the Young Bucks fucking are cursing at the sky seeing that they put over Private Party only for them to be buried 4 months later to the Hurt Business? You don't think they're angry?
Nah, they can't be happy about that. I wouldn't be.
No? Beyond the Script with a 499. Love you, JD. I was just messing with you sometimes cause you're the best. Okay. Thank you, man. Tommy with a 36 months. So great. So grateful for the best in the IWC, JD and Jesse. Thank you, Tommy. Billy, Adam, thank you for your unbelievable generosity tonight. Joey Taylor with a 10. Ever since Will Washington and RJ City have been on the creative team weekly, these shows have been terrible. That's something, ain't it, huh? One of those guys only got hired because he's cousins with Swerve Strickland. And it's not RJ City. Billy. Again, thank you, brother, for the 100. David Thiering, thank you, brother. Sarit Mohanty with a 22 months. No Samoa on Dynamite post his return, but he's wrestling nothing matches on Collision. Should he sign with WWE post this run? No spot for him there. Triple H would absolutely, in a heartbeat, take Samoa Joe back. Absolutely. I'd love to see that happen. Richard Cohn with a 5. Hey, JD and Jesse, how are you doing? Show was so boring, I fell asleep. Tony should just give up. He's not going to give up.
No.
He waited for his entire childhood life to be in this position. BC24 with a 499. I don't think TK was in the weeds or on weed. I think he was on a heroic dose of magic mushrooms. I can't watch this show anymore without drinking. Yeah, it is incredibly difficult, man. I at least come on stream with a, I would say, 19 grams of homemade grinded coffee beans turned into liquid gold and a shot of espresso before I come on here. Mr. Noob, 7 months. Please look up the definition of in the weeds. Why? Advocate with an 8 months. I was all in on AEW from its inception till 2022. It's so bad. I have a coworker who loved AEW. He can't be bothered to watch it anymore. There's a lot of stories about AEW that are very similar to that Advocate. Triple M. Hope all the OTS fam with a $20 super chat is doing good. Haven't been around as it's a difficult week seeing my grandmother's health decline. She passed away last night. It's been very difficult. But thank you, JD and Jesse, for all that you do. Triple M, I am absolutely sorry to hear that, brother. My thoughts and prayers. Jesse's thoughts and prayers. The chat's thoughts and prayers are with you during this difficult time, man. I know how that feels. A lot of loss lately from me, personally. Everybody in the chat, let me get some prayer emojis for my guy, Triple M, man. Hope to see you back on Destiny very soon, brother. Richie V, 499. Claudio really needed help beating a 57-year-old Jeff Jarrett. Tony is the king of booking characters in bad situations. Awful. Apex. JD, name the Wednesday show Wednesday Night Warzone. Nah. AEW is a fucking Warzone.
So, in the weeds means to be overwhelmed with work or details or to be immersed in something complex. Example, I'm really in the weeds over here. We're down in the weeds here in customer service. I'm up to my neck in this and that. Basically,
so it's a perfect definition of Tony Khan.
Right, but we were referencing it the wrong way. That's what he was talking about.
King Mo with a 199. Loving your channel, Mr. Jesse. 2 thumbs up. Andre Benson with the $2 super chat. Didn't watch tonight. I waited for your review. Thank you. The way it should be. Glow J with a 5. No message. Adam Khan with a $10 super chat. What AEW stars are most likely going towards AEW? Who isn't at this point? Michael Loden with a 7 months. How can we have Collision Corner without mentioning that the Hellhounds bark like bitches and Takeshita getting his tights pulled off live on TNT? Bro, this was not in the notes. Did this really happen?
I did not see Takeshita take off his pants. I
don't know if we would want to. Michael Krause with the 2. As we always say, long-term booking is king. AEW is long-term no booking or no story. LOL. Summer history with a 5. An honorable mention for best moment of 2024, the Glasgow screw job. Yeah, that was pretty slick. Not a top moment, though. Glow J with a 199 or a 99-cent super chat. She just leaves me a hearted eye emoji. She sends that your way, Jesse.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Jacob Hernandez. He's the leader of the Wolfpack crew with a new membership. Thank you, Jacob. MGM Ballin with a $9.99. Now that it's past midnight, I'm officially a quarter of a century old. Happy birthday, brother. Although I feel I aged double the amount watching Dyna shit tonight. Used to call it Dynamid, but now it's below mid. It absolutely is below mid. I don't know what the fuck it is. Dyna shit sounds good, though. Boss Top Rich with a $4.99. AEW fans won't admit it, but the booking got worse after the first Forbidden Door. That's when TK just started booking random dream matches. Best in the world, Matt, with a $10 super chat. Tony can give these wrestlers all the money they want, but that doesn't necessarily mean they'll be happy. True?
Well, according to Mercedes, she's very happy because of her money.
Of course she is. She's loving what's going on right now.
Yep.
Adam. Casper. $100 super chat. Thank you, brother. The Bastard with a $4.99. JD called it last week. This creative team takes nothing but shots, writing their show, yeah? Yeah. Francis Loop with a $10 super chat. I like Mariah May's heel work. Gates of Agony are so underrated in their ring work. And who's the fifth man for the Don Callis table? Grok did not mention the grizzled young veterans in the list of tag teams, rounding the list of teams to 16. I only want to see Vendetta on Collision. You still on Grok, huh? Who's the fifth man? I don't know, bro. Does it even matter? Does it even matter? The Don Callis family is going to have 5 against Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega, who are 2. Who's going to back Ospreay and Omega? Who?
It's gonna be Okada. Okada's gonna be the next man in Callis family.
You think?
He's by himself. The Bucks left him high and dry, dude. He's out there calling people bitches with no backup.
Adam Cornish with a new membership. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate you. Adam Casper with a $10 super chat. College basketball will be way more worth watching. I don't know, man. Maybe to you, not to me. Caden Crawford with a 4 months. Great show, guys. Love the review as always. Fell asleep for this show. NXT this week, 827,000 viewers. Tony Clown loses again. It's sad. OTS for life. It seems like NXT is only gaining viewership, man. It's crazy. It's not even a good show. Fire Panda with a new membership. Fire Panda, thank you for joining us on this side of things here on OTS. Appreciate you. Jay Beasy with a $10 super chat. We may disagree on some things in wrestling, but we can all agree this show absolutely was the diarrhea dumps of wrestling. Worse than the finger point of doom in WCW. Well, at least at that point, they had an audience. AEW does not. Adam Casper with a $5 super chat. I think DIY wins and Cody wins on Saturday night. I agree, Adam. Wrestling XFR with a $4.99. JD, do you think you will come back to visit Ireland? If you do, visit Derry, Dublin, and Belfast. OTS for life. I want to, for sure. It's a great country. New segment idea, JD. Dynamite dump bought to you by Costco. Double chocolate chunk cookies. Adam Casper with the $10 super chat. Daily Jesse Entourage. Encourage to have people watch college basketball on these Wednesday nights a lot. Maybe we should. Everybody should be doing anything but watching AEW. That's what we got you covered for. Jamel Turney with $1.99. Remember, Mercedes had no wins when she won the title. Yeah, they just gave her a title match. It's crazy.
I thought she had a match.
She had no matches when she wrestled Willow. When she beat Willow, she had no matches.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Man.
William
Never lost.
Never lost. William Sweeney with a 199. Pro wrestling has lost its soul and it's lost its shine. Yeah. Especially AEW. Mr. Noob with a $5 super chat. Sapp reported a wrestler told him Tony has been in the weeds and he assumed that was a good thing. What a joke. Well, Sapp ain't the brightest this week, man. He ain't the brightest. He's got to do a little background check on who he brings on to the Monday Night Raw review. Not like it matters because we are the number one stream of the community. So I got to get my pots in, bro. I got to get my shots in. You know, Denise got Mr. Santi's app over there. She ain't doing shit. Santi's got a huge audience. You'd think people would watch. Gee, I wonder why they're not. Who could listen to that for an hour? Sorry. It's the espresso talking, bro. You know?
Oh, my God, man.
Adam Hernandez with a $20 super chat. What's up with Sean's view? Bogus headlines. He's a terrible content creator. What do you want me to say? He's dying for views, bro. He's got nothing else in his life. What's the next headline? Jon Moxley returns to WWE as Dean Ambrose. He will be wrestling Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. He's just making up shit. Leopoldo with a 20. The Death Riders can't agree on a mission. Mox is God, yet feels he needs to jump AARP members. Rico shit inexplicably teases PPL's elbow. 10-pound weight versus 20-pound pole dancer, and Kenny screams help like a bitch. Who exactly is saving AEW? Leopoldo, tell me how you're really feeling, bro. My goodness. Adam Casper. You were not a member of the stream, Adam Casper. I find that very difficult to believe. Hardy Punk Steel Cage with a 10. JD's Circle of Evil foreshadows New Age WWE. Various profound layers set to unleash swerves, heartbreak, and joy. Rumble will initiate groundbreaking storytelling and inevitable warfare on the road to WrestleMania. Yeah. Hopefully, Hardy. Melvin Rowdy with a 499. Me and my girl love your show, JD. We are all WWE. Our first super chat, but now our last. Hashtag Free Phoenix. Thank you, Melvin. Shout out to the lady as well. The ladies usually, they need to be initiated. They don't really get it at first, but then they love it. Just like everything else. William Sweeney with a 199. 90s, it was can't miss. 2025, can't watch. Maybe just AEW. Adam Casper with a 5. SEC is the best college basketball going, and maybe the Knicks can do something in the spring. Hopefully for you New York folk. Sure. And Adam Hernandez with a $20 super chat will be attending an all-female show here in Fort Worth, Texas with a surprise substitution, Tessa Blanchard. Chi-Town Smark for life, he says. Oh, my goodness. There you go.
What's up, man? Thank you.
Oh, man, that was it. What do you got, Jesse? You wanna sign us out of here? What do you got?
I don't think I have anything on the horizon except I am uploading the House of Glory Chicago footage.
There you go.
To Patreon. I gotta put some stuff on there for the loyal Patreon subscribers up there. And after that, the next video is gonna be happening probably Friday. It's probably look like that Stone Cold video now, man. I don't know.
There you go. Keep the content coming, bro. That's all I could say. Thank you guys for a great stream, man. We were absolutely, by far and away, the number one stream tonight. The reason why you're here is because we don't sugarcoat. We're real. We are, like the song says, the best of the best of the best. Thank you guys very much for a great stream. Continue to hit that thumbs up. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Follow Jesse at Chi-Town Smart. Also, on YouTube, link is down below in the description, so make sure you guys...
Royal Rumble Watch Along.
Royal Rumble Watch Along. That starts at 6 p.m. Eastern, remember.
Yep.
And thank you guys for a great stream tonight. Go check out all the content. Leave a comment down below. Thank you again. We will see you right back here with more content on OTS, and the next time you see me live will be Friday on SmackDown. And we are off the air, bro.